Test. 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 Apologies for the technical difficulties. We'll try to do a really quick open here as we get set for this game. Both teams getting out on the field. They're about to announce the Sasquatch starting lineup. Sasquatch are coming off 3 games in Hastings. They lost 2 out of 3. They were riding a 7-game win streak into that series, but the offense struggled a bit in that series against Hastings. And as for the Bison baseball team, they've only played 3 games this year. So naturally, our off-the-wall stats, all we can do is compare the teams over their last 3 games. The only fair way to do it. Look at the Sasquatch and the Bison and how they've fared over their past 3 games. And so we'll take a look at the breakdown here. You can see the Sasquatch, an offense that was putting up an over 300 batting average and over 10 runs per game for a decent stretch of time over that 7-game win streak. Instead, only a 218 batting average with 5.33 runs per game, a 9.42 team ERA. Bison baseball struggled as well in that series against Oahe, getting swept by the Zap, and so the Bison will come here to Spearfish for 5 games, as we will welcome them for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have all the coverage for you right here on YouTube. It's also free jersey night. I've got my free jersey on right now. It was passed out to the first 500 fans here at the ballpark, and so it is a packed crowd excited for the energy in the ballpark as the Sasquatch and Bison get set to go. We'll have all the coverage for you in a few moments. The Sasquatch starting lineup is being announced right now, so stick around. The national anthem is coming up in just a few moments.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through
Sasquatch welcome the Bison, looking to right the ship after losing 2 of 3 against the Hastings Sodbusters on the road. The Bison baseball will travel here to Spearfish for a week's set of games, starting off with 3 over these next 3 days. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup for Bison and how they will line up. Ethan Kang leads things off. Alex Everson bats second. Mason Daniels third. Dayton Francis cleans up. He's the first baseman. Aiden Hall bats fifth. David Henry, the left fielder, bats sixth. Bryce Gamble is doing the catching. He's batting seventh. Colin Kleinsaucer is playing third base and batting eighth. And then it's the DH Josh Myers who rounds out the order. And that lineup will be taking on the starting pitcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch, as it is Luis De Los Santos, who will get the ball here today and take a look at what he's done so far this season. It's only been 1 start for Luis De Los Santos this season. He went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 5 runs, didn't get help from his defense. Only 1 of them was earned. So a 2.07 ERA, 1.38 whip heading into today's game. And just the 4.1 innings on the season for De Los Santos, but he's got a lively fastball that touches around 90 miles an hour. A good-looking curveball. We'll take a look at his pitch mix a little bit later with a breakdown of what he did in that start against the Prospects. But Sasquatch pitching staff in that series against the Hastings Sodbusters, they struggled, an ERA over 9. Also some unearned runs with some defensive mistakes. So certainly the Sasquatch will be looking to right the ship. They are just behind the Hastings Sodbusters now in the standings, as they are 20-12 on the season. Sodbusters are 21-12 on the season, or pardon me, the Sasquatch are 20-13 on the season. So just 1 game back of the Sodbusters, and destiny sort of lies in their hands. If they can make the playoffs, they've got to come away with wins against teams like the Bison and the Zap and get themselves in good position for the end of the year when they'll be taking on Casper and Fremont to round out the season. So, moments away from first pitch, our umpires tonight are Josh Henwood and Jeremy Mergel. Ethan Kang gets set from the right side of the plate. Luis De Los Santos getting ready on the mound, as it is a packed crowd here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, free jersey night, and these fans came out to support. Excited to watch the Sasquatch hopefully come away with a win to start off the week. De Los Santos comes home with the first pitch, and it is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Kang to begin the ball game. Ethan Kang, the second baseman for Bison, will get the spot at the leadoff spot, and he's played in all 3 games this season. Playing now in his 4th game of the summer. Long pause for De Los Santos before he comes home. Misses with that pitch. Kang in those 3 games so far, 4 for 9 on the season, a .444 batting average. 500 on base percentage. He doesn't have an extra base hit as well. It was a double, one of those 4 hits. So a good start to the summer for Bison. 1-1 sails outside, 2 balls and a strike. Bison, like the Plainsmen, are a team that just plays road games. They play second half of the season and they only travel. So they come here to Spearfish. They'll be playing here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again Saturday, Sunday. The Sasquatch have off Thursday and Friday. 2-1 is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And De Los Santos is a guy who came to the Sasquatch a little bit late into the season. Just joined the team a couple weeks ago from Orlando, Florida. Sasquatch hoping maybe he can fill a void in that starting rotation with a couple guys absent from the team the rest of the way. This is fouled off. Pitching staff, really over the course of this season, the Sasquatch bats have been very impressive. They're tied with the Casper Spuds for the best batting average in the ILB. Only them and Casper at the top of the list at a .312 batting average, but Sasquatch team ERA, 5.29 entering today. Looking for better pitching down the stretch. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball is chopped off of Ackerman, who's doing the catching today. Give you the full defense after this batter. Usually the fans trickle into the ballpark a little bit after first pitch, but not today, as they were lined up well beyond the stadium, hoping to get free jersey in their size, and many of them did. So 2-2 misses outside. A good at-bat here to begin the ball game for Ethan Kang. He's worked it full here, making De Los Santos work to begin the ball game. About 79 degrees here at the ballpark, and hopefully no weather in the forecast, so hopefully we'll see a full 9 innings, something we haven't done here at the ballpark in quite some time. 3-2, fastball is grounded to short. Micah Coleman eats it up, and the throw across the diamond is in time. Kang retired on the ground out, and finally De Los Santos gets the first out of the game. Take a look at the defense behind De Los Santos here today. The outfield left to right. Lane Syme is in left, Micah Wallett in center. Ben Tate is out in right field. Left side of the infield, Danny Cook, Micah Coleman there on the left. Micah Gonzalez at second base with Kyle Finn at first. And then it is Nolan Ackerman doing the catching of Luis De Los Santos. Alec Everson now steps into the box. Everson goes after the first pitch, nearly hit De Los Santos on its way back, and Matthew Gonzalez will make the play. So 2 groundouts, one that took quite some time. Everson eager on the first pitch, grounding out, and so 2 away, and Mason Daniels will come up. Daniels, the right fielder for Bison. Tried to check his swing, but didn't as he goes around. Strike 1 on Mason Daniels. This is his 3rd game played this season. Across his previous 2. 3 for 8 so far. That one just missed off the edge. Ball and a strike. So a .375 batting average that Daniels will carry into today. He also has an RBI and a run scored. 1-1 is fouled straight back, 1-2. De Los Santos was impressive in his first outing against the Prospects. Like I mentioned, really no help from his defense as he only gave up 1 earned run. Defense behind him let him down a little bit. 5 total runs came in, but De Los Santos was impressive and certainly looked like he has what it takes to potentially be a starter down the stretch in that final few series. Check swing, he went around. Mason Daniels is down on strikes. De Los Santos a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. A 1-2-3, top of the first inning. Sasquatch bats coming up when we return.
Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy.
Sasquatch bats coming up. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for Spearfish here today. It's Matthew Gonzalez, the second baseman, who will lead off. Danny Cook's at third. He bats second. Kyle Finn over at first, batting third. Ben Tate cleans up. Micah Coleman bats fifth. The catcher Nolan Ackerman bats sixth. Chase Scott making his first appearance with the Sasquatch, the son of head coach Justice Scott, is doing the DH spot and batting seventh. And then Lane Syme and Micah Wallett, they round out the order. And that lineup going against the starting pitcher for Bison, as it is Nick Golden, the lefty, who will get the ball for a second time this year. His first pitch is a strike to Matthew Gonzalez. Golden so far this season, making just his second appearance. It's his second start as well. He went 5 innings pitched against the Oahe Zap on the 4th of July. His pitch is grounded to second base. Going to be a backhanded play by Kang. The throw to first is not dug out by Francis. It gets back to the screen. And Gonzalez will reach, see if they score that a hit or an error. It's going to be a base hit for Matthew Gonzalez. Start off the Sasquatch offense in the first inning. to finish the point on Nick Gonzalez. In that start against the Oahe Zap on the 4th of July, he went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, but only 1 earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. So he'll carry a 1.80 ERA and a 1.4 whip into today's outing against the Sasquatch. A strong lineup, though without some of their big players, as the team is still recovering from a bit of an illness that's going through the team right now. Talked with head coach Justice Scott, and he hopes that those guys are better tomorrow or maybe the rest of the way, but still some guys that are dealing with the sickness right now. So that's why you see maybe a little bit of a different lineup out there for the Sasquatch. Danny Cook at the plate. He looks at ball 1. You saw the numbers on screen for Danny Cook this season. He's 15 games played entering today, 348 batting average. He had a stretch where he was 16 for 41, batting 390, but over his last 5 games, he's just 2 for 11. A couple checks in over on Matthew Gonzalez at first base, who is a little bit of a speed threat. He's 1 of 1 on stolen bases, but not necessarily known to be a speedster. No Ryan Bachman, no Seth Nelson in the order today for Spearfish. As the 1-0 catches the corner inside on Danny Cook. Cook is getting the start at third base today. We've seen him exclusively at shortstop going into today, but he's had some defensive struggles at shortstop. Moving him over to third base today. Cook fouls this ball off, now 1-2. Some defensive changes just in general. Ben Tate, we've seen him a lot at third base, a little bit at first. 1 game out in left field. Today he's in right field. So some new faces in different places for the Sasquatch here today. First of 3 in a row against Bison baseball. This pitch sails up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another check in on Gonzalez at first base. The Sasquatch as a team don't run all too often. They only have 42 stolen bases as a team. They're 42 of 53 on the season. Full count here against Danny Cook. We'll see if the Sasquatch get aggressive and put Gonzalez in motion. Tougher with a lefty on the mound, of course. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No movement from Gonzalez, and the pitch is inside to Danny Cook. First 2 batters reaching here. Single and a walk to begin the Sasquatch offense against Golden. Take a look at the rest of the defense behind Golden today in the outfield. Henry, Everson, and Daniels. That's the outfield. Infield third to first. Colin McCline Saucer over at third. Aiden Hall's at short. Ethan Kang at second, and it's Dayton Francis at first. And then doing the catching today is Bryce Gamble, and he's catching Nick Golden. First pitch is a strike to Kyle Finn. Finn is one of those mainstays who's been in the order, and even with the bit of a sickness going through the team right now, Finn is still in there, and he skies one in the air to left center field. Should be playable for Everson. Gonzalez will try to tag from second base. The throw comes in to the cutoff man, Hall. So the flyout does advance Gonzalez over to third. Danny Cook stays put. That's the first out of the game for Nick Golden. So it's Ben Tate who's cleaning up today. Batting now with runners on the corners and 1 man out. Trying to give the Sasquatch an early lead. The Sasquatch have scored a lot of first inning runs this season, and they've been tough to beat when they score first. Heading into today, they are 16 and 4 when they score first. So certainly would like to see them get on the board first. He's been treating them well to this point as Ben Tate looks at ball 1. Tate rips 1 foul as he was out in front of that pitch at the top of the zone. Tate on the season, a batting average of just .250, but over his last 10 games, he's been better. .270 batting average with 6 RBIs and 8 runs scored. So the bat heating up over this last stretch. And the Sasquatch as a team, if you take out that series against the Sodbusters, As a team, the offense was on fire against the Plainsmen. This is chopped foul. Series against the Plainsmen, they were piling hit after hit. They put up 26 runs in a game, propelled them to that 7-game winning streak, and put them right there in the playoff picture. They sit right now, right in that playoff picture. Technically tied with the Fremont Moo, one less loss and one less win. And they're a game back of the Sodbusters for second place overall. So Danny Cook at first, Matthew Gonzalez, he's at third. Ben Tate at the plate in a 1-2 count against Nick Golden here in the bottom of the first, still no score. Now 2-2. It's a shame we had that rain out on the 2nd of July. It was the largest crowd we'd had in Sasquatch history, and today maybe pushing it close to that number as the Squatch box along the first base side is just about completely full. Tate pops this one up, foul territory left side, drifting towards the fence, and it will get out of play. Seen Tate turn on a couple balls already in this at-bat. This is one of 2 games going on in the ILB today. The other game is one the Sasquatch have a little bit of a rooting interest in, as the Spuds are playing the Hastings Sodbusters. It's the first of a long stretch of games that Hastings will have against Casper, and that game is tied 2-2 in the bottom of the second. We'll keep you updated with that as this game goes along. Full count. Here on Ben Tate, Micah Coleman is on deck. Golden now has thrown 16 pitches in the inning. That's up and away. A walk to Tate has loaded the bases for the Sasquatch in prime position of scoring first. And Micah Coleman is coming up. Take a look at your key to the game. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. The Sasquatch, they got home. Well, it was just about dawn when they got home from Hastings early in the morning, but in the figurative sense, it's a new dawn, a new day. Flush that Sodbusters series behind you where you lost 2 out of 3. Get back to the winning side of things against Bison here today. They're looking like they're going to be able to start things off strong with the bases loaded. Just 1 man out, and Micah Coleman coming up, who's been one of their better hitters so far this season. Grounds 1 to third. This gets past Klein saucering into left field. Everybody will move up 90 feet. Danny Cook stopping at third base. It's bobbled in left field by Henry, but head coach Justice Scott does not send him. An RBI single. Let's put the Sasquatch on the board. Station to station they go. And the Sasquatch scoring first. It is a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Micah Coleman. The corners were playing a little bit in there on Coleman. Kleinsasser couldn't field the high hop, and a base hit the second hit of the inning. Gives the Sasquatch an early lead with Nolan Ackerman now coming up. Catcher looks at a first pitch high. Ackerman returning from the Sasquatch last summer, and he's been arguably just as good this year. .458 batting average. He's 11 for 24 in 7 games played entering today. Ahead in the count here 2-0. Last year he batted .444, so 11 games played last year. He was batting close to .450. This is now his 8th game played, and he's batting just about .450 once again. 2-0 pitch is chopped over the head of Kleinsasser and into left field. They'll go station to station once again. Everybody moves up 90 feet. The RBI single brings home the second run, and it is 2-0 Sasquatch early. Danny Cook comes in to score. Bases will stay loaded here after another RBI base hit to the left side. 2 runs on the board here early on for the Sasquatch, and now a fun opportunity for Chase Scott in his first at-bat. Coming up with the bases juiced with just 1 out. Looks at a first pitch high. Last name Scott might sound familiar. That is because Chase Scott is the son of head coach Justice Scott. Getting an opportunity. He's been around the team the last week. Today he gets a shot, and he pops up along the first base side. Francis will make the play. Didn't make it look all too pretty, but he does make the play. The second out of the inning, and the bases will stay loaded. And the 8th man to come to the plate is Lane Syme. Certainly has the power to clear the bases with one swing of the bat. So he's put together a pretty decent summer this year. He's getting a start in left field today. Tate over at third, Coleman at second, Ackerman at first. Chases that pitch, comes up empty, that's strike one. Sasquatch have put up 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning against Nick Golden, who only had 1 earned run in 5 innings in Oahe. A 1 pitch, no chase this time, count even. Sime on the season, a .267 batting average, a perfect 1,000 OPS, and he has 3 home runs this year, which is tied for most on the team with Ben Green and Ryan Bachman, a couple guys who are out of the order today. And Sime, like I mentioned, with the power to clear the bases, he has 12 hits on the season, and 8 of them have gone for extra bases. Grounds this ball foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Even if the Sasquatch leave him loaded, they've certainly made Nick Golden work here in this half inning. He's up to 27 pitches in the frame. And this is a small roster that the Bison have. 2-2. Chopped weakly to the short. Hall will throw across the diamond to first, where Francis is there to put him away. Sasquatch do leave the bases loaded, but they bring home a couple runs. Back-to-back RBI singles off the bat of Micah Coleman and Nolan Ackerman have the Sasquatch leading 2-0 after 1.
Surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
As Luis De Los Santos gets ready for his second inning of work, we'll take a look at what he did last time out in his first start of the season with a little Luis De Los Santos breakdown. Take a look at his strikeouts from the game against the Nebraska Prospects. He left a couple curveballs up in the zone, but he was nice and crisp on the fastballs. You see that curveball up in the zone getting strikes looking, and also able to paint the corners with the fastball, elevate that pitch, and also hit the outside corners. Did a nice job in his first start of the season against the Prospects, and hoping to continue that success here today. He went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. So it's 4-5-6 to begin the second frame for Bison. Dayton Francis, the first baseman, followed by Aiden Hall and David Henry. That's who De Los Santos will face here in the second. First pitch ball to Dayton Francis. Francis, another guy who's played all 3 games so far this season for the Bison baseball. One-0 is in there for a strike. Now a ball and a strike to Francis. And you look at this team and the Nebraska Plainsmen, who the Sasquatch already played. Similar in the sense that they have a small roster, a lot of guys that have to do both hit and pitch, rolling out a lot of position players on the mound. And the offense was not great in the series against the Oahe Zap, but it's tough to just put together wins when you've got such a small pitching staff. Rolling out a starter today, Nick Golden. We'll see how they navigate the rest of this ball game. with the different arms in the back end of the bullpen, who they decide to go to, which position players ultimately, we'll see here today. De Los Santos in a 3-1 count. And the fastball is way upstairs. Leadoff walk for Francis. First base runner here for the Bison. Brings up the shortstop, Aiden Hall. 2 for 10 start to the season for Aiden Hall this season. He's also played at all 3 so far. So 200 batting average to begin the year. Fastball is there on the corner for strike 1 against Hall. Bison have a couple guys who came over from the Oahe Zap. We're not seeing those guys today, but we'll probably see them over the next couple days. Fastball in the early, the same location again on the corner. It's ahead of Hall here, 1-2. One thing that De Los Santos was able to do fairly well was throw a lot of strikes in that start against the prospects. He was able to command the zone, didn't give up a lot of hits. The defense couldn't help him out with making some plays. The 0-2 fastball tried to go even further outside, but missed away there. De Los Santos in the start against the prospects threw a first pitch strike 57% of the time. 1-2. Checked his swing. Did he go? They'll appeal, but no signal. Counts 2-2 here on Hall after Dayton Francis led off with a walk. Here comes a 2-2. Breaking ball is blocked enough by Ackerman to keep Francis over at first base, and no swing from Hall. So full ball count here against Aiden Hall, as De Los Santos has already been in a couple of these counts so far. Hasn't been the most economical with his pitches today. 12 strikes across 23 pitches to retire 3 batters. Comes the 3-2. Fastball's on the corner there, strike 3. Hall is down on strikes. It's the second strikeout of the game for Luis De Los Santos, and the first out here in the second. Pounded that corner the first 2 pitches with back-to-back fastballs that were strikes on the corner. Played around with the breaking ball before going back to the fastball and getting another take that results in a strikeout. Backwards K for the first out. Try to go back to the corner, but this time misses against David Henry. So ball 1 to Henry. 3 for 7 start to the year for Henry. He's .429 batting average and a .600 on base percentage. 1 extra base hit in those 3 hits. It was a double. Pops this one up right side. Who's going to get it? Gonzalez gives way. Charging in from right field is Tate, and he makes the catch. Second out. 2 away, Bryce Gamble, the catcher. Mobat trying to make the most of a leadoff walk issued by De Los Santos. He's retired the next 2 batters after that leadoff walk. Gamble's looking for his first hit this summer. He's 0 for 6 in 3 games played. First pitch on the way. His fastball spiked. Ackerman makes the play. Nolan Ackerman, we've talked about it a couple times when he's behind the dish. We saw Brinkley Evans in the series against the Hastings Sodbusters play that last game last night. Ackerman got a start in that series, I believe, as well. Ackerman was praised by head coach Justice Scott. He calls a good game as a catcher just in terms of pitching and navigating a pitcher's arsenal, but also does a good job blocking pitches and is one of their best defensive catchers overall. All that going along with a batting average of .450 makes him a very helpful player on this team. Of course, the head coach Justice Scott and the entire fan base, I'm sure, very happy to have him back for another summer, even though it is an abbreviated second half stint. Counts 1-1 with 2 away. Misses with the slider there, it looked like, from De Los Santos. Two-1 is sliced foul. Sasquatch are coming off a doubleheader yesterday because the game got rained out 2 days ago. Yesterday it turned into a pair of 7-inning doubleheader games. Sasquatch traveling from Hastings last night back here, got back late in the morning, early in the morning, depends how you look at it. Either way, it was earlier today. They got back from Hastings and trying to get on the field and get a win here today. Here's the 2-2. Fastball is sliced foul. And with that being said, even though yesterday's game was a 7-inning game and Hastings only batted 6 times, they didn't bat in the bottom of the 7th inning because they won that game 12-3. Sasquatch still ended up using 5 arms. Harb, Romero, Krieber, Peters, and Ben Hill combined in that second game of the doubleheader. So the bullpen could use some length here out of De Los Santos today. Comes his 2-2 once again. This time the fastball gets by him. Second strikeout of the inning, 3rd overall for De Los Santos. He walks the leadoff guy, but he'll strand him at first base. Sasquatch coming up, leading 2-0.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Micah Wallett will lead things off. The only man who did not come to the plate in the first inning for the Sasquatch. 9-1-2 in the order. Wallett, and then back to the top for Gonzalez and Cook. Curveball drops in there for a strike from Nick Golden. Wallett's been making more starts as of late for the Sasquatch. Today getting a start in center field. Looks at an 0-1 high to even the count. In 14 games played this season, 233 batting average. He's 4-4 on stolen bases, so does have some speed if he gets on base, but only a 619 OPS, but it's been climbing as of late. This pitch gets him right on the knee. That'll leave a mark tomorrow morning. A hit by pitch gives the Sasquatch a leadoff base runner against Golden here in the bottom of the second inning. So back to the top we will go. Matthew Gonzalez will get set to dig in. Wallett will hand off his gear to Patrick Rakes, who's out of the lineup today. Gonzalez led off the ball game with a base hit up the middle. Usually we see second baseman lead off for the Sasquatch, but it's normally Ryan Bachman, but today it's Matthew Gonzalez. He's had a tough go of things with the bat this summer, but with Ryan Bachman unavailable for today's game, and Gonzalez getting the start. First pitch is cut on and missed. Strike one to Gonzalez. On the season so far, 16 games played. This is his 17th. Batting just 143 entering today, 6 hits in 42 tries. The OPS with a hit today, just over 400. It was 398 entering today as this pitch is cut on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez stands at just 5'7", 150. It's always fun when you get to see him and a guy like Kyle Finn, who's 6'7", a whole foot taller, next to each other. Oh-2 popped up. That's going to get to the seats. Foul into the Squatch box, just over top the Squatch box. It is a packed crowd here at the ballpark. Seats on top of the dugout, occupied at least on the first base side. Squatch box full. A lot of the seats in the lower bowl are full, and concession stand, I can tell from here, I'm going to guess at least 20 people currently waiting online. Big crowd here at the ballpark. 0-2 pitch just misses against Gonzalez. Golden had a long first inning of work. The Sasquatch put up 3 hits, scored 2 runs. Left the bases loaded as well. Golden was able to get back-to-back outs to strand all 3. This pitch is popped up. Behind home plate, it's headed our way. Nearly a great catch, barehanded by Fan in the 3rd row, but goes just off the fingertips. Definitely just a more fun environment when you've got the buzz at the ballpark. You can hear the noise of all the fans talking. Hopefully a good ball game in store for us in whole 9 innings as well, as Gonzalez rips one through the left side. How about 2 hits and 2 tries for Matthew Gonzalez? Couple base hits. Advances Wallett now to second base, back-to-back base runners to begin the inning. First and second, nobody out, and Danny Cook comes up. Well, Cook, I mean, you look at the season numbers for Danny Cook, they look great, obviously. He came in, struggled a bit out the stretch, but then he really turned it on one Player of the Week where he batted over 500 a couple weeks ago. Looks at ball 1, his season batting average, well above 300 at 348. Just 2 for his last 11, though, over his last 5 games, but still over his last 13 games. Even with that 5-game span included, he's batting 390, and he ropes one to left field. This ball gets down in front of Henry. Wallett is being waved home. The throw comes in to the plate. It's offline. RBI base hit for Danny Cook. Wallett scores from second, and it's 3-0 Spearfish. So another run in for the Sasquatch as Wallett comes home to score. Gonzalez advances to second, and Cook has an RBI single. He's on base for a second time as well, and now it's Kyle Finn. Takes ball 1. Finn flew out in his first at-bat. Big bopper in the middle of this order for the Sasquatch. Has power. We haven't seen a home run from him in a little bit of time, though. 2 on the year. This one drops in there for a strike. He had a pretty incredible moment. He had Seth Nelson up here in the press box, and we were talking about it. Came in after that rain delay on the 26-6 game. And on the first pitch after the rain delay, hit a grand slam. It's part of a monstrous first inning. Of course, the Sasquatch would put up 26 runs in that game and tie a franchise ILB record. Counts 1 and 2. The pitch from Golden is in the dirt. This one skips past Gamble all the way to the screen. Wild pitch. moves up both runners. Now Gonzalez and Cook both in scoring position against Nick Golden. A dangerous spot, runners in scoring position, and Kyle Finn at the plate on the season. Finn is batting .386 with runners in scoring position. Bit better than his .326 on the season, and this one's up the middle. That's going to go up even further as that will score Gonzalez. Here comes Cook right behind him. The throw is cut off. Finn is going to try to advance to second base. He will get there. It's a 2-run RBI single for Kyle Finn, and the Sasquatch have extended the lead. It is 5-0. Heads up base running, even though that throw was cut off, Finn was still able to scamper to second base as the throw was bobbled by the first baseman Francis on the throw in from center field. Gonzalez and Cook both coming in to score 2 runs each for both of those players. And an early 5 runs on the board for the Sasquatch as a mound visit here on the mound for Bison baseball. Sasquatch hoping with a win today and a loss maybe for the Sodbusters. They can get back to a tie for second place in the ILB. Every game meaning more and more down the stretch for this team. And a good start today with 5 runs on the board. First pitch missing to Ben Tate, ball 1. Talked with head coach Justice Scott a little bit about the team, how they're feeling, and getting some information on how they're going to fare down the stretch as this is off the hands foul. Ben Tate will probably see a little bit more extended time as Dylan Darnall is being shut down for the rest of the summer, so we won't see him the rest of the way. A bat that was prominent in the Sasquatch order, one of their better hitters this season, batting well above 300, but they'll be without him for the rest of the way. So Ben Tate, a guy who's been playing a lot of third base, which is Dylan Darnall's position, could see more time in the field, perhaps at that third base spot, or Danny Cook maybe could transition over to a third baseman role. Moving over from short allows you to keep both Coleman and Cook's bat in the order. Counts 2-2 here on Tate. Golden's pitch is behind Tate, and what a stop that was by Gamble behind the dish. As he reached out and picked it, despite it bouncing behind Ben Tate, it was still picked by Gamble. So make it a full count. It's popped up, headed our way and over our press box. So we'll do it again on a full count pitch. Golden does not have a strikeout to this point. Only 3 outs recorded as there still is nobody out in the second inning. This is roped foul. Seen a couple of those off the bat of Ben Tate already today. Turning on a couple pitches. If that pitch finds its way over the heart of the plate, Ben Tate has the power to hit it out of here as well. 13 runs driven in on the season as he pops this one again into the seats along the left side. No easy out this far for the Sasquatch, and for Nick Golden on the mound for Bison baseballs. He's already now thrown 51 pitches. He's only gotten 3 outs. Another full count pitch. The breaking ball drops upstairs. Good movement, but it couldn't get all the way back to the plate. Tate has walked for a second time today. So Finn standing at second base. Ben Tate joins him over at first. Luis De Los Santos with a couple insurance runs early on in this game. As Micah Coleman looks at ball 1 inside. 8 batters came up for the Sasquatch in the first inning. 3 hits and they loaded the bases. Left them loaded as well. So good offensive bounce back day for the Sasquatch, who had just 4 hits in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. Comes the 1-1. This is bounced just foul. Head coach Justice Scott gave it the point fair, but it was just foul along the left side. That ball was destined for the corner, might have cleared the bases off the bat of Micah Coleman. Instead, it's strike two. Talked about keeping Coleman and Cook's bat in the order. Mentioned the numbers on Cook, and Coleman is right there as well, batting .383 entering today. Already a single so far, an RBI base hit. He was just inches away from another RBI hit on that foul ball. The count is 2-2 on Coleman. Coleman, another guy who's been raking with runners in scoring position, batting .393. With runners in scoring position this season, and it's another full count for Nick Golden as the throw gets away from him. Bison now have an arm getting loose in the bullpen. Golden has had to work for every batter he has faced. This is the 14th man he's faced. He's only retired 3. And another foul ball. Can't seem to find the pitch to get past these Sasquatch hitters. He's been able to use the breaking ball. He's got a couple swings and misses, but mostly on pitches out of the zone. Fastball he's located. But when it misses like that, even Micah Coleman is able to get the hands to it and pull that ball foul. Seen good at-bats for Spearfish today, and Nick Golden will get set to throw his 60th pitch on another full count delivery. Here's the pitch, and it's upstairs. Micah Coleman, another disciplined, strong at-bat, fouling off pitches, and ultimately is rewarded. It's the second man in a row that Golden has walked. First Tate, now Coleman. Sasquatch have loaded the bases once again for a second straight inning. And it'll be Nolan Ackerman's turn. Try to do some damage. Another guy who's been doing a lot of damage. A home run on the season for Ackerman. Takes ball 1. He's driven in 11 runs. He's scored a run 7 times. His OPS of 1.219 in limited time. Golden losing the zone, missing up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. This one's in there. 2 balls and a strike. Golden trying to work quickly. He's been working fast on the mound. Ackerman, as soon as he looks up, Golden's ready to go. Trying to up the pace, but he's missing the zone. 3-1. Nowhere to put Ackerman as Chase Scott, who already batted with the bases loaded. He's on deck. The 3-1 is a strike. Finn, Tate, Coleman, all on base for Nolan Ackerman. The pitch, grounded to short. We'll see if they can turn 2. On the backhand, they throw to second for 1. The throw to first is in time. Great double play turned. Hall to Kang to Francis. The dig out at first base, so no RBI for Nolan Ackerman as he grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. Scoring from third is Kyle Finn. Advancing to third is Ben Tate. Another run in for the Sasquatch, but also 2 outs on the board. And at this point, Nick Golden will probably take that. 6-0 lead for Spearfish. Now just a runner on third. 2 away and a pitch up and away to Chase Scott. 2-0. Scott popped up to first base with the bases loaded in the first inning. Golden was able to get out of that jam with just the 2 runs allowed. Bases loaded, 1 out. Got back-to-back outs. And here with bases loaded, nobody out. Able to get a double play ball to at least limit the damage a little bit. 4 runs in the inning, 6 runs overall. Scott taking the whole way on 3-0. Looks at strike 1. Another inning where they've sent 8 up to bat as time is called. And look at Nick Golden on the mound, not moving. He is ready to go. He is moving fast on the mound, and if he had it his way, he'd get the ball and throw it as soon as he could. Scott back in the box, the 3-1 pitch. It's fouled off. Lane Syme on deck if the Sasquatch can get Scott on base and bat around. Here's the payoff. In the air, left center field, pretty well struck. Everson from center field going back on it. Still back just in front of the track. He makes the running catch to put away Chase Scott for the final out of the second inning. Sasquatch bring home 4 runs in the frame, and they extend the lead 6-0 through 2.
Chiropractic and sports performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Fans come out to the ballpark for a mascot night coming up on Wednesday, July 9th. The Sasquatch and Bison will be back in action. There's free Sasquatch air fresheners as well to the first 200 fans through the gate, courtesy of Auto Doctor. And there will also be a special performance, or pardon me, yes, there will be a special performance by Kids and Company. That's coming up on mascot night, so looking forward to that game. We'll have a lot of mascots here at the field. I'm not sure exactly how many we'll have. Of course, Samson will be here, and hopefully we'll have a whole lot more. So if you're afraid of mascots, maybe that's not the best day for you to come, but hopefully we see you at the ballpark. Colin Klein-Saucer to lead things off for Bison here in the third inning. It's Klein-Saucer, Myers, and at the top of the order, Ethan Kang. First pitch ball for Luis De Los Santos. Was able to sit in the dugout for quite some time in a long bottom of the second inning. Back on the mound. He's retired 6 of the first 7 he's faced. Walk issued to Dayton Francis, the only base runner thus far for Bison. Klein-Saucer cuts through that one. Klein-Saucer's played all 3 games so far this season, and he is 2 for 11 in those 3, a 182 batting average. He does have 3 RBIs, though, and the team only has 8. So he's been a big factor in the RBI column, even with a low batting average. Of course, they've only played the 3 games so far in Oahe, where they were swept. So they're 0-3 entering today. The Sasquatch 21-12. Or pardon me, 20-13. Trailing the Sodbusters by a game, who are 21-12. 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed. That's a beer batter strikeout for Luis De Los Santos. He's got 4 strikeouts on the game. And the first batter is retired here in the top of the third inning. Josh Myers, the DH, rounding out the order in the 9th spot, batting here with 1 away and bases empty. Swings and misses on the fastball high. We showed you in the breakdown, as we'll take a look here at the stats for Myers on the season. Showed you in the breakdown Luis De Los Santos in the start against the Prospects. That one just misses. He left a couple curveballs up in the top of the zone that maybe could have been hit, but was able to get away with it, and the fastball really was impressive in that start. A lot of fastballs on the edge, getting strikeouts looking. And then really the ability to elevate that fastball, plays off the curveball. You saw the elevated fastball there to Klein-Saucer to get the swing and miss. So looking sharp so far. His 2-1 pitch to Myers is a fastball in there for a strike to even the count. Comes the 2-2. Curveball popped up. We'll do it again.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
4 strikeouts in the game for Luis De Los Santos, trying to go one time through the order. Try to pick up his 5th K to round it out. Here comes the 2-2. Weakly hit to short. Coleman ranging over towards the bag. A high hop and a good throw to first. Doesn't get the strikeout, but a good first time through the order. Josh Myers is retired. Only base runner was the walk to Dayton Francis, and now with 2 away, the lineup goes back to the top. Ethan Kang, who bats. Led off the ball game with the ground out to shortstop, but he worked a long at bat. Going against Luis De Los Santos to begin the ball game. Locked him up there. Could see the knees buckle on a first pitch. Strike to Ethan Kang. De Los Santos retired. Bison in order in the top of the first inning. Trying to do it again here in the third. Fastball grounded right side. Gonzalez diving play. The throw to first. What a play! Matthew Gonzalez diving stop. The throw to first rounds out a 1-2-3 inning for Luis De Los Santos in the top of the third. We're headed to the bottom half of the frame with the Sasquatch still in front, 6-0.
It's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Spot On teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
As we get set for the bottom of the third inning, a new arm is in the ball game for Bison baseball, going up against 8-9-1 in the order lane sign Micah Wallett and Matthew Gonzalez. Give you the line on Nick Golden here before we introduce the new pitcher. Golden goes just the 2 innings, 73 pitches across 2 frames. No strikeouts and 4 walks, 6 hits allowed, 6 runs, all of them earned. So his second start of the year. Not quite as good as his first. And the new pitcher in the ballgame is Isaiah Brandt. Bounces a couple pitches to begin his outing. 2 balls and no strikes to count on lane sign. Brandt so far this season, Played in 2 games as a hitter, and in his 1 as a pitcher, an inning and a third. Got the loss in that game. He allowed 5 runs, 3 of them earned. So he'll carry a 20.33 ERA into today's game. Looking to lower that with a couple innings of work today. Misses with a couple pitches here. He did allow 3 walks as well in that inning and a third. So the count 3-0 on Simon, 3 pitches, none of them particularly close to the zone. There's a strike, 3-1. Lane Simon, you got to look at his numbers as well during one of the pitches. 267 batting average on the season, tied for the team lead in home runs. He's got 3 of them, and he gets hit by a pitch. For a 3rd straight inning, the Sasquatch put the leadoff runner on base. New pitcher, same story for the Sasquatch offensively. Leadoff man is on, and Micah Wallett coming up. Look at Wallett's numbers this season. They don't look all too good, but 5 for 14 over his last 4 games. He's been getting a little bit more playing time, and he's been much better over his last couple games. Already a hit by pitch today and a run scored. Looks at a pitch high for ball 1. See if Brandt can dial it into the zone here. This one again missing inside. Wallett, one thing the numbers won't tell you about Micah Wallett is his personality and how incredibly funny he is. I've had him up to the press box, I think just once, and just a great personality, always so fun to talk with before games, whatever it might be. Always cracking jokes, always dancing as well. I think almost every time we're playing songs over the PA, he is on the field dancing. Count is 3-0 on Wallett. This pitch is a strike. Wallett, one of a couple California natives from Marina del Rey. The guy batting next at the leadoff spot, Matthew Gonzalez, another California guy, and another hit by pitch as well. As again on 3-1, Brandt loses the zone. Micah Wallett has been hit by a pitch twice today. And the Sasquatch have first and second with nobody out. And Matthew Gonzalez coming up. Gonzalez is coming off an amazing defensive play in the last half inning. On a ground ball to second base, Gonzalez dove towards the first base direction and came up with an amazing stop, and then from his knees, barely even turned around to look at Kyle Finn at first base, made a good throw to get the final out of the inning in the top of the 3rd inning, and trying to continue what's been a great day all around with a couple hits already. He hits this one in the air left field deep, and Henry retreats back near the track to put it away. So Gonzalez can't get a hit in a 3rd straight at bat. He flies out to left field for the first out. Aggressive early in the count against Brandt. 1 away, runners remaining at first and second, and Danny Cook playing 3rd base today. He'll bat. He's also reached base both of his first 2 trips. A walk in the 1st inning, came around to score, and then an RBI single in the 2nd inning, and came around to score on the Kyle Finn 2-run single. First pitch on the way from Brandt is fouled off. Cook, though not from California, the California lineage continues as he's committed to going to Pepperdine University out in California. Wouldn't be able to tell by the way he plays, but he is fresh out of high school. He has yet to play a game over at Pepperdine. His senior year at Lewis and Palmer, he batted over 500. Coming here to get a little bit better with a wood bat and then prepare himself for his first year in college. Looks at a pitch on the edge. Brandt ahead here 0-2, maybe the fly out to left, giving him a little bit of confidence here to come back with some strikes. He's ahead of Cook, 0-2. Simon, Wallett both on base after hit by pitches. Cook spoils a pitch off the edge. Look up and down this lineup for the Sasquatch, even though the big hitters, Ryan Bachman, Patrick Rakes, Seth Nelson, among others, not in the lineup today. Mentioned it at the start of the game. A .312 team batting average, which is tied for second in the, or tied for first, pardon me, in the ILB with the Casper Spuds. This pitch is behind Danny Cook, and now they're hung up. Wallette tried to go to second base, and Lane Syme didn't take off for third. The right move by Gamble. He runs right at Micah Wallette. Now they're both going to be stuck at second base. They're going to let Wallette take second. Syme being chased back to the bag at second. A long pickle here, racing towards third. Again, he's going to evade a tag, and finally, he will be tagged out. Dayton Francis applies the tag. There were too many guys involved for me to keep track of where that ball went, so we'll just score it, I don't know, 2-5, I don't know. Syme is retired. Wallette advances to second base after all that. That's the second out of the inning now. Played perfectly, though. That's exactly, for any kids watching, that was a perfect example of what to do in a situation like that. Gamble runs right at Wallette. Don't throw the ball early. Run right at him. Force him to make a move towards first or second. And then you do something based off of that. This is blooped into right field. This ball might drop, and it will. No man's land in right field, right towards the line. An RBI single brings home Micah Wallette. So after the confusion on the base paths, Danny Cook still comes through. Another run for the Sasquatch. They've got 7, and it's a 7-0 lead. So Cook already 2 RBIs, 2 singles, and he's on base for a third time in 3 innings. And Kyle Finn with already 2 RBIs today as well. He'll bat. Cook over at first. This is roped to left field and just foul. Finn got just around that fastball a little bit early. Finishing off the point just about the offense in general. The .312 team batting average. Really, and you look at the season as a whole, 20-13, 7 games over 500. A lot of that, of course, in part thanks to a 7-game winning streak that propelled them to this mark. We're hovering around 500 before that started. Really, this offense can compete with anybody. Pitching staff just unfortunate that they've lost a couple guys. I mean, you got Jackson Rentz, Easton Brooks, Colin Anderson, 3 starters that were good with the Sasquatch. Left over the course of the summer, leaving them down to just a couple arms. And talking with head coach Justice Scott, that's definitely something that's, I think, something to look out for down the stretch for the Sasquatch is how they'll navigate those middle innings. Couple guys on the back end that, of course, he can trust. Aiden Torpy's been phenomenal in that closer role. But navigating that middle part of the game, something he's still trying to work through down the stretch. But, of course, if you can get Luis De Los Santos to give you length like he has so far today, 3 innings and probably going to be able to go at least 2 more. The offense puts up 7 runs in 3 innings. You feel a little bit more comfortable about the guys you're going to put into the ball game in the middle frames. Cook at first. Kyle Finn at the plate, a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Sasquatch leading 7-0. The pitch from Branch is high. Ball 3, a full count. Ben Tate on deck. Cook will go on the pitch, the 3-2. It's bounced off of Finn's foot. Brandt makes a diving play. Unfortunately, it won't amount to anything in a scorebook. So Finn spoils that one to stay alive. Brandt taking over from Nick Golden, who goes just the 2 innings, but even with a new pitcher in the ball game, the long at-bats have not changed for the Sasquatch, whether that's an approach thing or just something that sort of seemed to happen. A full count once again. Brandt's throwing 22 pitches in this frame. Sasquatch only have 1 hit. Cook again off on a 3-2. The pitch is in the dirt, ball 4. Finn a walk on base for a second time. Cook over at second, and now with 2 on and 2 outs, the right fielder Ben Tate will come up and has yet to put the ball in play. He walked both of his first 2 trips. See if he gets a pitch to hit. here in this at-bat.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, right fielder, Benjamin Tate.
Couple runners on. The Sasquatch threatening to get into double figures early in this game. 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. The pitch from Brandt is upstairs. Ball and no strikes. Couple hit by pitches to begin the inning. Gonzalez flew out, and then the pickle retired Lane Syme on the base pass. Danny Cook an RBI single. Ben Tate ropes one to third. This gets past Kleinsasser into left field. Cook around third. Throw from left field. Henry's throw is not in time. Likely be a single for Ben Tate, and an RBI hit it will be. Drives home Danny Cook. Sasquatch tack on another run. It's 8-0. Three runs scored already for Danny Cook today. Ben Tate's on base for a third time now as well. Couple walks, RBI single. Finn advancing to second, Tate at first. An 8-0 Sasquatch lead, and Micah Coleman, who is on base as well, both of his first 2 trips. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. He had an RBI single in the first inning. That brought home the first run of the game. Scored Matthew Gonzalez. The bases loaded in that first inning. They had them loaded for a long time. The bases were loaded when Coleman hit his single, and then loaded when Ackerman hit his single. And then back-to-back outs kept the bases loaded to end the frame. And there for a strike. The Sasquatch loaded the bases in the second inning as well. They haven't done so yet in this third inning, so maybe Coleman a walk here and we could have a third straight inning where they load him up. Brandt trying to avoid that as he's ahead 0-2. His pitch is high. Brandt without a strikeout today. So you combine him and Golden. It's 2 2/3 innings where the Sasquatch have not struck out yet today. Brandt trying to get the first of the game for Bison baseball. And Coleman spoils another one.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck. Brought to you by State Farm Agent.
Certainly a welcome sign after a tough series against Hastings where they were outscored 26-16. They were out hit 27-19 in that 3-game set where they lost 2 of 3. The bats are alive and well to kick off the first of 5 between these two teams. 1-2. It's inside, gets away from Gamble. This time both runners will indeed advance. Finn trots over to third, Tate over to second on the wild pitch. Couple guys in scoring position. We gave you the numbers with Micah Coleman earlier when he batted with runners in scoring position. He was batting .393 entering today with RISP. Already has a hit with runners in scoring position. Looking for another on a 2-2. Instead, he'll pop this one up, headed towards the screen. Gamble racing over towards third, and he can't make the play. Kleinsasser couldn't give him some help on the third base side. A much easier play for Kleinsasser to come in and Gamble to go out. Goes off the glove of Bryce Gamble and falls, so the at-bat continues on a 2-2 count. Brandt's pitch just misses low. So a full count. Nolan Ackerman waiting on deck. A lot of full counts for Sasquatch hitters here today. And another foul ball. Man, Coleman making Brandt work. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Micah Coleman against Isaiah Brandt. Another walk. Coleman's done that twice today. Long at-bats, full counts, and the bases will be loaded for a third straight inning. The Sasquatch will have them loaded. It's the catcher, Nolan Ackerman, who is the 8th man to bat. And, well, if trends tell you everything, the Sasquatch have loaded the bases every inning. They've sent exactly 8 guys up to the plate in both of the first 2 innings. So, That would lead you to think that Ackerman is retired here. Sasquatch leave him loaded, and they send 8 to the plate, but we'll see if Ackerman can break that. 2 outs. Brandt's first pitch is off the edge. Kyle Finn is at third base. Ben Tate is at second. Micah Coleman is at first. Sasquatch only with 2 hits in the inning. 2 runs in this frame. Ackerman fouls it off. The 2 runs came off of RBI singles by Danny Cook and Ben Tate. Ackerman had himself an RBI single earlier in the game. That was in the first inning. And then with the bases loaded in the second, he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Can't ground into a double play here, but looking to get a better swing on the ball, as he has batted with the bases loaded each of his first 3 at-bats. The 2-1 is in there for a strike. "38th pitch of the inning for Isaiah Brandt, the 2-2. Popped up a mile high to left field. Long run for Henry coming in. The shortstop Hall going out. It's Henry, and he can't make the play. He overran it. It went over his glove. 2 runs are going to come in to score on the error in left field. Just didn't look comfortable that whole way. Coleman goes to second base. Both Tate and Finn come in to score. The Sasquatch are in double figures, as they have put up 10 runs. The latest on that error in left field. So a couple more runs in to score Isaiah Brandt. The marathon inning will continue for him on the mound. Chase Scott, the 9th man to come to the plate. Takes strike 1. Scott is the only guy left in the order who has not reached base today. A pop out and a fly out for Scott thus far. Base hit, could probably score a run. Instead, he gets one in on the hands, popped up right side. We'll see if they can make the play. It's the first baseman, Francis, who does make the play to end the frame. Couple unearned runs come in to score on the back end. 4 total runs in the inning for the Sasquatch, as they have scored 10 through 3 and lead it 10-0.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Getting set here for the top of the 4th inning. Alex Everson will lead things off. It'll be Everson, Daniels, and Francis going up against Luis De Los Santos. De Los Santos has been good so far. 3 innings pitched, only 1 base runner allowed. It was the walk to Dayton Francis. He's retired 9 out of 10. Getting set to go here in the top of the 4th. First pitch ball to Everson. Everson grounded out to second base. His first time up. Look at what he's done this season. In 2 games played, 3 for 7, 429 batting average. A couple runs scored as well. Fastball, that's up the middle. Base hit for Everson. First hit of the ball game for Bison baseball. Leadoff single here in the 4th inning. Long way to go, but a lot of work to do for Bison baseball to get back in this ball game. Trailing now 10-0. The Sasquatch find themselves in double figures once again. They had a string where they're scoring 10 plus almost every game. Series in Hastings slowed them down a little bit, but look at what Daniels has done this season. He struck out in his first at-bat in the 1st inning. Over their last 14 games, the Sasquatch have scored 151 runs, which is an average of 10.78. They've already basically hit that average through 3 innings today. That is in there for a strike. This is also now the 13th time this season that the Sasquatch have scored 10 or more runs, and they are 10-2 in games where they eclipse double figures. De Los Santos ahead of Daniels, 0-2 his pitch. Fastball low. Ackerman trying to back pick on Everson at first base. Kyle Finn makes the play on it. Saw Daniels' numbers. One of their better hitters through the first 2 games, 3 for 8. Small sample size. That's all we have to go off of, as the Bison have only played 3 games thus far. Comes the 1-2. Good eye, and he takes the curveball in the dirt. De Los Santos still at about 50 pitches to this point. Definitely an opportunity for him to work deep into this ball game. Quick pickoff move. Everson is back in time. Ground ball is short. We'll see if they can turn 2. Coleman to second. Gonzalez is relay to first. It's a double play. 6-4-3. Coleman. Gonzalez to Finn. And the base hit is erased. The bases will be empty with 2 outs. So De Los Santos didn't get help from his defense his first appearance. Gave up a couple unearned runs, but today defense has been helping him out. There's a double play. He got help from Gonzalez with a nice play in the 3rd inning. And a chance to face the minimum for a 3rd out of 4 innings as he powers a fastball by Dayton Francis for strike 1. 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Luis De Los Santos. He's done so on just 54 pitches. Misses high there. Three balls and a strike here on Francis. This is his 4th game played this season as well. Another guy who played that whole series in Milwaukee. He was 3 for 13 in that set. He as well, 3 RBIs. Like I mentioned as well, the team only has 8 RBIs on the season. Responsible for nearly half of them as this pitch is on the corner. Another full count in this ball game. As De Los Santos will look for strikeout number 5 to finish the frame. A deep breath in before his full count pitch. Fastball in the air to center field, playable for Wallet. He drifts back, Still going back, and he'll make the catch. That ball hung up there for a while. With help from a double play, the leadoff single erased. Dayton Francis's pop out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Luis De Los Santos at a 10-0 Sasquatch lead as we head to the home half of the fourth.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. Getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Another good inning for Luis De Los Santos. The Sasquatch Bats are back up at the plate. It's been all Sasquatch to this point. 10-0 the score. Bison just getting their first hit of the game in that fourth inning. Lane Syme leads off for a second straight inning as the Sasquatch sent 9 to the plate in the third inning. 8 came to the plate in the first 2 and then 9 in the third. A lot of offense for Spearfish today. Ground ball to third. This one is backhanded by Klossinger. A long throw is in time, and Francis keeps his foot on the bag. Ground ball retires Lane Syme. That's the first time this game that the leadoff man has been retired by Bison pitching. And now it's Micah Wallett who comes up, and he's hoping that the ball hits his bat and not his body, as he's been hit by a pitch both of his first 2 times. He did come around to score, though, in both of those trips. It's Isaiah Brandt who's back out there on the mound for another inning of work as well. His first to pitch to Wallett. This one goes back, hits the foot of Brandt. Wallett over to first, he'll reach. See if Brandt is okay. He appears to be, as that pitch went off of his toe. He'll pause time to make sure he's okay. The single by Wallett puts him on base for a third time. So the 9th spot coming up for the Sasquatch, and turning the lineup over for Matthew Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a pair of hits and a fly out to left field, though his fly out to left field might have been the best ball he's hit today. Hit it hard to left, but wound up as a fly out. Wallett aboard. Gonzalez up as the Sasquatch trying to put up a run for a 4th straight frame. Pitch high to Gonzalez. No Ryan Bachman in the order today, as we've talked about a little bit, and you might have heard over the Hastings broadcast if you were watching. Sasquatch have been dealing with a bit of an illness going through the team right now. A couple guys unavailable. That's why you see the different lineup today. Gonzalez in there leading off, but it's been a great addition to that leadoff spot today with a couple hits and some great defensive plays. He entered today with just a 143 batting average. And with a couple hits today, he's raised it close to 200. 2-0 is stopped nicely by Gamble on the backhand. 3-0. Gonzalez looks at strike one, now 3-1. We let you know there's only one other game going on in the ILB today, and it's an important one for the Sasquatch. The Spuds and the Sodbusters are in action. Last we checked, it was 2-2 in the first inning, and it's been all pitching since that point. It's now 3-2 Casper. That game is in the bottom of the 7th. This is grounded to third, a chance to turn 2. They'll go to second, and they won't get one, as King can't hold on to the baseball. He loses it before the transfer. Wallette will head over to third base. Can't assume a double play, but can't assume that they get one at second base. They don't, so an error at third allows Gonzalez to reach. Wallette advances to third. Runners on the corners with one away. That is the second error committed. Story of the game out there in Hastings, Miller, 104 pitches, 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, keeping the Sodbusters in the ball game. But they need a little bit of offense, trailing by a run to Casper. We'll see if they can pull it off. We'll keep you updated with that one as this game progresses. One away, runners on the corners. Wallette at third, Gonzalez at first, and Danny Cook having himself a day. Looks at ball one. Cook walked in his first at-bat. RBI singles in the second and third. This is his 4th at-bat in as many innings. He scored 3 runs and driven in 2. One-0 is fouled off. A mad dash for the baseball for a lot of kids at the ballpark. Free jersey night like we've talked about for the first 500 fans who lined up well before first pitch. They were here starting even before 4:30. Gates open at 5:05. They were here maybe at 4:15. They started trickling to the ballpark. And then they stood on line for 30 minutes to some of them almost an hour if they got here closer to 5 o'clock when gates were opening. The line was already very long at that point. And as a result, we got a packed crowd here at the stadium and a 10-0 Sasquatch lead. 2-1 is inside. 3-1, Kyle Finn on deck. The walk to Cook has loaded the bases for a 4th straight inning. For the Sasquatch, Gonzalez heads over to second base. So Cook, a pair of walks, a pair of singles. On base 4 times already today. And Kyle Finn. Couple RBIs, couple runs scored for Kyle Finn today. Mentioned he hit a grand slam in that 26-6 ball game, so see if he gets a pitch to hit. Maybe he can find a spot over the fence for a second grand slam. Finn looks at ball one. You don't want to waste, honestly, the bases loaded chances, because the Sasquatch have had a couple chances in the 8th inning, and if they load the bases in the 8th inning and hit a grand slam, it's a massive $100,000 prize for a lucky fan. Finn skies one into left field. This might be deep enough to bring home a run. Henry started back. He's coming in. They will try to tag Wallette. The throw comes all the way to the plate. It's a good, strong throw, but it gets past Gamble. Sasquatch will not try to advance either of the other 2 base runners. It'll be a sac fly for Kyle Finn. Brings home another run. 3 RBIs on the day for Finn. Wallette scores his 3rd run of the game. Sasquatch will not leave this 4th inning empty-handed. They've scored a run in every frame so far, and it is 11-0 Spearfish. But to finish the point, kind of rooting that they keep some of this bases loaded power in store for the 8th inning. Don't want to waste all those chances early in the game. Either way, Ben Tate bats. 2 outs and runners on first and second. Into center field, well hit, but Everson drifting towards right center makes the catch. First pitch swinging, Tate is retired. Kyle Finn's sac fly brings home another for the Sasquatch, and they lead it 11-0. We've played 4, head to the 5th.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
It's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Chiropractic and sports performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Hayden Hall will lead things off in the top of the fifth inning. Hall, Henry, and Gamble going up against Luis De Los Santos for a fifth inning of work. He misses on his first pitch, the fastball down and away. Impressive start thus far for Luis De Los Santos. He's 3 outs away from likely securing the win here today. We'll go 5 innings and Sasquatch with a comfortable lead. If Santos can, or De Los Santos can finish off 3 more outs, he'll be in position to get that victory. 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts allowed to this point. 61 pitches and 35 of them for strikes for Luis De Los Santos. Fastball cut on and missed by Aiden Hall. Hall struck out looking in his first trip. That was in the second inning. This is his 4th game played as well. Played in the previous 3 in Milwaukee. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was 2 for 10 in that set. Picked up a double as well as a single. 2-2 is up and away. De Los Santos has found himself in a couple full counts today, but only the 1 walk issued. Spoiled the fastball there. Isaiah Brandt has gone 2 innings, and there's no action right now in the Bison bullpen, so probably we'll see him out there for a 3rd frame. Another fastball. Hall is again late on it, but he does spoil it. Payoff. Lined into center fields. Ranging over is Walletti. Makes a sliding grab in center fields. Another nice defensive play behind Luis De Los Santos, and the first out of the inning. Certainly an encouraging sign to see the Sasquatch making good defensive plays, as we've talked about the pitching side of things, and really the offense has been their strongest point. If you had to point to one weakness really overall, something that Sasquatch could try to improve on down the stretch to help them out a little bit, it would probably be the defense and the error side of things. 60 errors on the season, which is an average of 1.8 errors per game. With one away, David Henry bats. They have no errors committed yet today. Ball and a strike to count to Henry. Henry flew out to right field in the second inning. This one is inside. That hits Henry. Only the third base runner De Los Santos has allowed, and it's a one-out runner for the Bison. And we'll take a look here at the Sasquatch and their schedule, what they've got coming up the rest of the way. Of course, they've got the Bison here for 3 games, then a couple days off before they'll play them again for 2 more. They've got the Zap for a long stretch as well, where they're on the road in Oahe. They play them on the 15th, day off on the 16th, and they play them again 17 through 19. The Zap then head here for a game on the 20th. Those are the next 10 games. And then just beyond that, the rest of the way, their final 2 series are Casper and Fremont, and those are right here at the ballpark here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Those will be likely big series for the Sasquatch, who will be hoping to find themselves in the playoff picture. The Casper Spuds have clinched the best record in the first half, and so they will host the ILB championship game series, at least in the sense that they're the higher seed. They get the final 3 games if there are 3 final games, a best of 5 series. An early lead, and he'll take off for second base. They're going to have him dead to rights. David Henry was going before De Los Santos came home, and he is picked off at second base. That's the second out of the inning. Wipes the bases back to empty, or did it? They rule him safe. Maybe the ball was dropped. Was it a balk or was it a drop at second base? I'm not sure, but David Henry is going to advance to second base. So there will still just be 1 out on the board, and now a runner in scoring position. To finish the point there with the Sasquatch and their schedule, those 2 final series will likely be big series down the stretch. The Casper Spuds, not sure if they'll ever lose. They've won 11 games in a row, or pardon me, 18 games in a row. This is line to second base, 1 hop for Gonzalez. Henry will advance to third on Gamble's ground out. Now there will be 2 outs on the board. And the closest the Bison have come to scoring a run today, David Henry will be at third base with 2 outs, and Colin Kleinsasser to bat. It will not be Colin Kleinsasser. Take that back. He's got a pinch hitter here. Joel Beaver has stepped into the box. And Beaver looks at ball 1. Kleinsasser was 0 for 1 with a strikeout before being taken out here for Beaver. Beaver waves and misses on that pitch. When you look at the Sasquatch and what they've got coming up, these games, the Bison and the Zap, I mean, these are really must-win games the rest of the way. Before those final 2 series, they've got to take advantage on the weaker teams. Of course, any team can win on any given day. We saw the Plainsmen, who the Sasquatch dominated in a few games here. The Fremont Moo were able to beat them a couple games, but the Plainsmen did steal a game from Fremont, their first and only win thus far this season. Any team can win on any given day. You have to go out there and play like it. But of course, the Sasquatch looking for wins against the Bison. Luis De Los Santos has been looking for strikeouts all game long. He finally picks up his 5th of the game. Bison strand a runner at third base. 5 scoreless frames for Luis De Los Santos, and an 11-0 Sasquatch lead through 4.5.
In Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Bottom of the fifth, Micah Coleman, Nolan Ackerman, and Chase Scott, 5, 6, 7 in the order. Going up against Isaiah Brandt, who is back out there for another inning of work. Coleman looks at strike one. An impressive start for Luis De Los Santos. Andrew Argenziano is warming up in the bullpen, and day could be done for De Los Santos after 5 impressive innings of work. Speaking of impressive, Micah Coleman's had a good day at the dish, an RBI single and a pair of walks for Coleman today. An on-base percentage that was over 500 entering today has gone up even more for Micah Coleman. 2-1 pitch is bounced in the dirt, and an update out in Hastings. Sodbusters were trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning, but 3 runs on the board already for the Sodbusters. That inning has just concluded. Top of the 8th is coming up out in Hastings, and a 5-3 ball game. The Sodbusters in front. 5 runs on 4 hits for Hastings. The Sodbusters will look to try to pull off the upset and end that long winning streak for the Spuds. This pitch is high. Micah Coleman has walked for a 3rd time. And to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning, Bison baseball again with an arm now warming up in the bullpen, a righty loosening. Nolan Ackerman with 1 away and nobody out. Ackerman looks at ball 1 up and in. RBI single in the 1st inning, a double play in the 2nd inning. And then he hit a fly ball in the left field. Probably should have ended the frame, but David Henry couldn't make the play. Resulted in an error. 2 runs came in to score. And this is now the first time that Ackerman is batting without the bases loaded. For each of his first 3 at-bats, he batted with the bases juiced today. Or pardon me, in this at-bat. Only 1 on. 1-1 pitch. In the air, left field. This is well struck. Henry going back at the track, at the wall. This is out of sight. Home run, Nolan Ackerman. It's his 2nd of the year. 2 more runs for the Sasquatch, and it is a 13-0 Spearfish lead. Ackerman continues the offensive parade for the Sasquatch. A 2-run home run. Coleman comes in to score as well. Ackerman with his 2nd shot over the fence in left field. tack on a couple more runs for the Sasquatch today. The offense not done yet. It is 13-0. They're halfway to that 26-run mark that they set just a couple weeks ago. Scott pops this one up, first base side. Francis puts it away. One pitch, one out following the home run, but Nolan Ackerman gets it done again. It's a second home run of the year, as Ackerman has continued to have another amazing summer out here in Spearfish. After a great year with them last year, is back here for summer number 2. And he's been as good as they could have hoped. Entered today, 11 for 24. He's got 2 more hits, 3 more RBIs to raise his total to 14 RBIs in 8 games played. And not all the way through this 8th game either. 2 home runs in 8 games played for Nolan Ackerman. Lane Syme has got 3 of his own. Some power out of the 8 spot. Looking for his first hit of the game. Pops this one up above our heads for strike 2. Couple of ground outs to the left side, one to short, one to third for Syme today. Also was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Brant's 1-2 is swung on and missed. That is the first strikeout of the game for Bison baseball pitching. Lane Syme is down on strikes for the 2nd out here in the 5th inning. After the home run, a couple of outs for Brants. 9th spot in the order, Micah Wallett, who has been on base all 3 times as well. A couple hit by pitches and a single. He's also scored 3 runs. Wallett goes after the first pitch and fouls it into the Sasquatch bullpen. Andrew Argenziano makes the catch in the bullpen, and see if we do in fact see Argenziano come in for the top of the 6th inning with how long he's been warming up. Feels like it will be the move for head coach Justice Scott, with De Los Santos at 76 pitches. That's usually about as many as Sasquatch starters will go before Justice Scott, the head coach, decides to make the move. 0-1 on Wallett. Fouled away. Nick Golden, the starter. 73 pitches. He went 2 innings. Isaiah Brandt has just thrown his 73rd pitch of the game, trying to get through 3. Comes his 0-2 to Wallett. Spoiled foul. That strikeout to Syme, just the first of the game. As Sasquatch hitters in general, I mean, you look at it, it's the bottom of the 5th inning. They've seen 74 pitches, or pardon me, 73 pitches from both starters today. It's 146 pitches that they've seen in the bottom of the 5th inning. Of course, 13 runs will do that for you. But long at-bats, couple walks. Up and down the lineup, everybody's been having good at-bats today. Counts 1-2. In the air to right field, slicing towards the line. Going to be a long run for Daniels. He won't get there. Bounces 1 hop up against the fence in foul territory. Foul balls continue for Sasquatch hitters, even with 2 strikes. Micah Wallett battling here in the count. Brandt again misses with the fastball there in the dirt. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors committed by Bison baseball to this point. 13 runs on 10 hits and no errors for the Sasquatch. Bottom of the 5th. Brent looking for that third out. Is 2-2. Is high. Full count. Top of the order, Matthew Gonzalez. Due up next if Wallett reaches. Now we'll have a mound visit here ahead of a 3-2 pitch. Are they going to the bullpen? A new pitcher seems like he's ready to come into the game. Don't see this all too often. Ahead of a 3-2 with 2 outs, the Bison baseball will go to the bullpen. Wallett will have to wait to finish his at-bat. Bottom of the 5th returns when we come back.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
Chiropractic and sports performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Locals' choice for gaming excitement is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
Try to give you the line here before this at-bat concludes. It could only take one pitch as this count is full with 2 away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The final line for Isaiah Brandt, 2 2/3 innings pitched. He gives up 7 runs, 6 of them earned. 4 hits, he walks 5, strikes out 1. Does so on 78 pitches. And Talon Field needs only 1 to finish off Micah Coleman in a weird entering with the 3-2 count. Talon Field comes in, picks up a strikeout, and that will do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. This inning had a 2-run home run by Nolan Ackerman to give the Sasquatch a 13-0 lead. We've played 5. Score is 13-0.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
Andrew Argenziano takes over here from Luis De Los Santos. 9 2/3 innings pitched this season for Argenziano. He's allowed 12 runs, 10 of them earned. A 9.31 ERA entering today. 1.96 whip. 14 strikeouts to just, or 7 walks, and 7 hit by pitches as well. Argenziano has struggled at times with command, so that will be something to look out for in this outing. First pitch is grounded to first. Kyle Finn takes it himself to the bag. He'll win the foot race. 1 pitch, 1 out for Argenziano. Good way to start things here in the top of the 6th inning. Final line for Luis De Los Santos. 5 innings pitched. He does not allow a run. 1 hit, 1 walk. He strikes out 5 and needs only 76 pitches to do so. Turns the ball over to the bullpen. And Andrew Argenziano, who will get some work in a low-pressure situation with the Sasquatch leading 13-0. Pitch is fouled back to the screen by Ethan Kang. Score update for you out in Hastings. We mentioned the Spuds and the Sodbusters playing a close battle. Sodbusters jumped out to a lead with 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Casper Spuds have scored twice in the top of the 8th. They've got first and third with 1 away. In a tie ball game, 5-5. Kyle Finn makes the play at first. Snared over there at first base for the 2nd out. 2 quick outs for Argenziano. Of course, we'll update you if that score changes. Got a pitching change right now. Sodbusters will bring in a new arm to try to escape the jam. A game that the Sasquatch will have their eyes on, as the Sodbusters, a team that they will be in contention with for that final playoff spot in the ILB Championship Series. So 2 outs on 2 balls hit to the right side of the infield. Alex Everson bats now, a ground ball to second base and a single in the 4th, responsible for the lone hit of the ballgame for Bison baseball. His pitch just off the edge, 2-0. Argenziano, one of a couple sidearm pitchers from that low angle delivery. Him, Peters, and Torpy really all feature that low arm slot. Deceptive and tough to pick up. He paints the outside corner there. 2 balls and a strike. Aiden Torpy, of course, has been phenomenal for the Sasquatch. A guy who started that low angle arm slot 3 months ago. Argenziano's been doing it a little bit longer than that. And he again hits the corner there, 2-2. Always a good thing when your bullpen can vary with their arm slots. Sasquatch don't have really any lefty arms that they feature. But they do have a couple side armors, helps them out in the back end of the bullpen. A 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Argenziano. Quickly sets down the Bison baseball team in order. And to the top of the 6th inning, Sasquatch coming back up, leading 13-0.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
The top of the order, who leads off for the Sasquatch here in the bottom of the 6th. Matthew Gonzalez will get things started, followed by Danny Cook and Kyle Finn. It's going up against the new pitcher on the mound. Well, he's sort of new. He came in to throw one pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he struck out. Micah Wallett came in with a full count and 2 outs, replacing Isaiah Brandt. It's Talon Fields who's on the mound. First pitch strike to Matthew Gonzalez. We didn't even get to introduce you to Fields when he came in. Not enough time. Only one outing before this one as a pitcher. Pitched in 1 inning. He retired 2 batters, 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 runs, 1 of them earned. He walked 3 in that frame, so he carries a 13.40 ERA and a very small sample size into today's outing. The 3rd pitcher used by Bison Baseball today. Gonzalez looks at strike 2. Matthew's been on base 3 of 4 times, a couple singles, a flyout, and an error. A couple runs scored as well for Gonzalez, taking over at the top of the order. Tomahawks this one into left field. That gets down in front of Henry, and it gets nearly past him. Gonzalez is going to stay put at first base. 3rd hit of the ball game for Matthew Gonzalez. And he is on base for a 4th time. Now it's Danny Cook who bats. How about this for Matthew Gonzalez? He had just 6 hits entering today. He's got 3 in 1 game. Half of his total hits on the season entering today. This one gets past Gamble all the way to the backstop. Pass ball on Gamble advances Gonzalez over to second base. Another runner in scoring position. Sometimes it's just 1 game that can get you back where you want to be in terms of your batting average. Gonzalez entered today at 143, but with 3 hits today, chance maybe he can end today over 200. 2-0 the count on Cook. Cook has been on base every time, all 4. 2 walks and 2 hits, both of them singles. He also has 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. This is in the dirt. This one is going to be a wild pitch. Pass ball first, then a wild pitch. Advances Gonzalez all the way from first to third. And a 3-0 count here on Danny Cook. Of course, with Bison Baseball, the same story like we've talked about, that the Plainsmen have to go through. Such a small roster, so few arms. The offense can do their thing, hopefully, but so tough to string together long outings for pitchers as Danny Cook hits one into left field. That'll bring home Gonzalez. An RBI single off the bat of Danny Cook, who has 3 RBIs, and he's on base for a 5th time. Extends the Sasquatch lead with another run. It's 14-0.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, first baseman, number 6, Kyle Finn.
Finn swings through the first pitch, 0-1 on Kyle Finn, who has 2 RBIs as well for him and 2 runs. This is chopped foul. Look up and down the Sasquatch order today. Only Chase Scott has not reached base. Everybody else has been on base at least once today. Sasquatch as a team, 14 runs on 12 hits. This is grounded to short. Backhanded by Hall. They'll go to second, and will that be on the transfer or not? There's no signal right now. He's pleading that it was on the transfer. There was never a signal made, which would lead me to believe he's going to be safe. That'll probably go down as an error at second base or shortstop. We'll see what the official ruling is. Got a conversation here right behind the mound as field umpire will explain why that was on, or why that was not on the transfer. They're going to have a conversation now. The umpires today, Josh Henwood and Jeremy Mergel, will come together. Jason Adversalo wants them to talk it over. Looked like from here it very well could have been on the transfer. So tough to tell from our angle, though, with the ball behind the bag. Can't really see when it entered the glove or at what point it did. They will say that it was dropped cleanly, so it is an error. It's an error at second base by Kang that allows Kyle Finn to reach. So Matthew Gonzalez a single, Danny Cook an RBI single, and then Kyle Finn reaching on an error. First three batters all reaching. And Ben Tate skies one into left field. We see who gets it. Everson towards the left center gap makes the catch. There is the first out. Here's another guy who's been on base 4 of 4 times. Micah Coleman, he's only needed to put the ball in play once, and it was a single that drove in a run in the first inning. After that, he's walked in 3 straight plate appearances, as he has worked some long counts, some good at-bats, seen a lot of pitches in his 4 trips to the plate today. A couple full counts and eventually walking a couple times. Looks at ball 1. 1 RBI, 1 run scored for Coleman to go along with a single and 3 walks. First and second, 1 out. The Sasquatch already with a run in this inning. They've scored in each of the first 6 innings. It's in their first strike. Busy day at the plate for Sasquatch hitters. Grounded to second. This one eats up Brewer for a second. They'll throw to second and they won't get him. Kyle Finn is too fast at second base. In there just above the, just before the throw. What looked like maybe a chance to turn 2 ends up with nothing. And we'll see how that is officially scored. An error at second base, presumably. Let's look at a pinch hitter, Jake Dempsey. Well pinch hit here for Nolan Ackerman. Ackerman will end his day on a high note with a 2-run home run in his last trip. And it'll be Jake Dempsey who will do the rest of the catching for the remainder of this ball game. No error on that last play, as they're going to rule Micah Coleman safe on a fielder's choice. He's at first, Finn's at second, Cook's at third. Dempsey looks at ball 1. Count is a ball and a strike. This pitch is way upstairs, 2-1. Dempsey sort of started out as a pitcher, then transitioned to a utility 4th-string catcher kind of guy, and at this point, no one knows really the pecking order in head coach Justice Scott's mind about catchers. You'd assume Nolan Ackerman is at the top of the pecking order, but Jake Dempsey may have found himself a spot as the second catcher in the lineup, the backup role, as he has been good at the plate this season. 6 for 17 in 6 games played. 353 batting average, 859 OPS. 6 RBIs and 4 runs scored as well this season. The bat has been there for Jake Dempsey since getting some playing time behind the dish. Seen him as a DH a couple times and as a catcher. 2-2 is sliced foul. See if the pinch hitting continues over the course of this game. The Sasquatch don't have as many available players as they would on a normal game. A couple guys dealing with some illnesses. The 2-2. Dempsey to right field. This is going to get down and into the corner in right. Scoring easily is Cook. Right behind him, well, Kyle Finn will stay put at third. I thought maybe he'd come home. Danny Cook scores. Everybody moves up 90 feet on the RBI single for Jake Dempsey. So the bases are loaded once again. It's Kyle Finn at third, Mike Coleman at second, and Jake Dempsey at first base. An RBI pinch hit single for Jake Dempsey. So here is Chase Scott looking to get on base for a first time. 0 for 4 to this point in his Sasquatch debut. Nearly hits him. The last guy on this Sasquatch team who has not reached base. Three pop outs and a flyout. Set the ball in the air each of his first 4 times. This is in the dirt. 2-1 the count. Another inning where the Sasquatch have loaded the bases. They've done that all but one of the first first 6 innings. They've done it in 5 of 6. 2-1 is on the inside corner. If you're looking for an exciting game to watch, I'm not going to tell you to switch this game off and tune into something else, but the Casper Spuds and Hastings Sodbusters. The Spuds, after giving up 3 in the bottom of the 7th, scored 3 in the top of the 8th. That is a 1-run ball game. 6-5, Casper's in the lead. That game is in the top of the 9th. So the Spuds are currently batting. We'll see if the Sodbusters can rally in the bottom of the 9th, or if the Casper Spuds will extend their winning streak to an incredible 19 games. So they are currently on an 18-game winning streak entering today. 2-2 pitch, that ball's grounded up the middle, backhanded, and they won't get one at second base as it's bobbled there at second by Beaver. Chase Scott will reach on the error. Everybody moves up, run comes in, Kyle Finn scores, and it is now 16-0. Fourth error committed by Bison Baseball. 2 in this inning, both of them at second base by Joel Beaver. Counts 1-0 here on Syme. The only time he reached base was on a hit by pitch, so he's looking for his first hit. Trying to drive in a couple runs maybe with a hit. Instead, he grounds one to second base. Another chance for Beaver. They'll get just the one at first base, and that is finally the second out of the inning. Take a look at the Sasquatch. Like we mentioned, the upcoming schedule. We'll take a look at both Fremont and Hastings' upcoming schedule. Of course, the Sasquatch have an opportunity here with Bison to get a couple wins, but it's going to be tougher for the Sodbusters as they've got the Spuds for a long stretch before a huge series as well for both of those teams, as they'll take on each other starting on the 16th of July. 3-game set out in Hastings. The move visit the Sodbusters. That'll be a game Sasquatch will have their eyes on to see who takes possession of second place in the division. That's a nice play in center field by Everson as he robs Micah Wallett of a base hit to finish off the frame. Sasquatch bring home another 3 runs, and they lead it, or pardon me, another 4 runs. Nope, check that. 3 runs, and they lead it 17-0 as we head to the 7th.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
At the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. your home for the newest games.
It's Mason Daniels who leads off for Bison baseball here in the top of the 7th. It is Daniels, Francis, and Hall going up against Andrew Argenziano for a second inning of work. First pitch strike. Argenziano was effective and efficient in the 6th inning, set down Bison baseball in order, 1, 2, 3, and he needed only 8 pitches to do so. His 0-1 pitch is inside. That hits Mason Daniels on the arm. Like we talked about, the command is certainly something to look out for with Andrew Argenziano on the mound. He's had his trouble with command, 7 walks, 7 hit by pitches entering today's outing. So the command escapes him there on the 0-1 pitch, and he hits Mason Daniels. So that is now only the 4th base runner that Bison baseball has had here today. Dayton Francis will come up. First pitch to Francis misses, ball 1. A walk and a fly out for Francis today. One of those 4 base runners they have had. This pitch gets away from Dempsey, who is taken over at catcher for Nolan Ackerman. Pass ball advances Daniels into scoring position, which is something the Bison baseball have not done a whole lot of today. They just had David Henry in the 5th inning reach third base. That was the first time they'd put a runner in scoring position all day. This is now just the 2nd time a runner has advanced to second base or further. In on the hands and fouled away. So the lights come on here at the stadium. The sun's still out though as we approach 8:30. Starting to set along the first base side. Approaching the evening here in Spearfish. Argenziano's 2-1 is outside, 3 balls and a strike. You figure head coach Justice Scott would like to see Argenziano get through this 7th inning. Maybe even a chance he could pitch the 8th if his inning goes by quickly and he can limit the pitches. Of course, just the 8th thrown in the 6th. But it might not be the case as a hit by pitch and a walk. Bison baseball threatening to break up the zeros here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 runners on and nobody out. So Aiden Hall 0 for 2 today. He struck out and flew out. Argenziano up and in. Ball 1. Good crowd here on hand, as you could probably hear over our mic. Trying to cheer on Argenziano here in the 7th inning. This is poked into shallow or not so shallow right center field. This ball's carrying. Wallette makes the catch in right center. Both runners are going to try to tag. Nobody's covering second. And both runners will advance. Ball looked like it was in on the hands of Aiden Hall, but it just kept going out to right center field, and both runners move up 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. Fans come out to the ballpark for Little League Night coming up on Sunday, July 14th. It's also Kids Free Sunday, so kids under 12 with the paying adults get in free. Must purchase in person at the gate to apply, and first pitch at 4:05. Our afternoon starts on Sunday. That's Little League Night coming up. It'll be the 5th and final game between the Bison baseball and the Sasquatch. These teams in action today, Monday, then Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Sasquatch are off Thursday and Friday. before taking on the Bison once again. Those will be Saturday and Sunday. And in right field, that's going to get down for a base hit past Gonzalez. Scoring is Daniels. That breaks up the shutout. Bison baseball have their first run of the game, courtesy of an RBI single by David Henry. And it is now 17-1. Runners on the corners with one away after the base hit. And nobody is coming to the plate right now. There we go, Bryce Gamble. The catcher has to get rid of the catching gear and get ready to bat. Henry at first, Francis at third, and Gamble an 0-for-2 day. See if Argenziano can induce a double play here to get him out of it. Finds the zone there with strike one. Oh, one grounded to second. This could be the double play. Gonzalez to Coleman to first in time. A beautiful 4-6-3 double play turned by the middle infielders once again. And Argenziano gives up just the one run to finish off the top of the seventh. It's stretch time here at the ballpark with the Sasquatch carrying a 17-1 lead.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
The staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Wagering experience to the next level at Bet Lodge Sportsbook, the premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at Bet Lodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
So after the Sasquatch sent 9 to the plate in the 6th inning, Matthew Gonzalez will lead off for a second inning in a row. It's been a great day for Gonzalez at the dish and in the fields, as he started off a 4-6-3 double play that ended the top of the 7th inning. The Sasquatch now have presumably 2 more half innings offensively left to go, the 7th and the 8th. As they will not bat in the 9th inning, more than likely, leading 17-1 here right now. our final update, presumably before we'll give you the final score. Sodbusters and the Spuds. That game now 7-5. Casper in the lead. This pitch is blooped into center field, but Hastings does have the tying run at the plate. Keep you updated as soon as that one goes final. Base hit for Matthew Gonzalez. How about a 4-hit day at the leadoff spot? He's on base for 5 times in 6 trips. Fans come out as well tomorrow night as we've got Casino Night presented by Bet Lodge Sportsbook. Another 6:05 start. Sasquatch and Bison will be back in action tomorrow night. If you're not here at the ballpark, you can of course catch our live stream here on YouTube. But if you want to come out to the ballpark and celebrate Casino Night with us tomorrow night, hope to see you here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Great environment here today, as I've talked about several times, but just great to see so many fans here at the ballpark. Enjoying a lot of Sasquatch runs, 17 to this point. Haven't gone a half inning where they haven't scored. Trying to continue that trend as Danny Cook looks at a pitch inside, and with how good Gonzalez has been, Danny Cook has been right there with him. 3 hits in the game. He's on base all 5 times, 2 walks and 3 hits. He's driven in 3 runs and he's scored 4.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
1-2. In the air, right center fields. Beaver from second base, he's going back and he makes the catch with a juggle in shallow right fields. Nearly lost control of that baseball. Finally, Danny Cook is retired on the pop out. That is the first out, and here we go. The pitchers are coming into the ball game. Kyle Finn's day is done, and Russell Peterson will come in to pinch hit. So Peterson will get to swing the bat for an opportunity here in the 7th inning. We saw already a couple pitchers get pinch hit opportunities. Peterson, this is his first, and what a stance that is. He looks at ball 1, maybe putting off the pitcher there with that stance. I don't even have an MLB player comp to think of with that stance. I'm sure there is one. Stephen Hogenkamp says Jason Kendall. Can't pull up a side-by-side for you, but maybe if you have your phone on you, you can look it up. We'll see how close that player comp is. I do remember his stance, but look at Peterson go on a 2-0 pitch. He looks at strike 1. So this is Peterson's first at-bat of the summer. You saw his pitching stats. Doesn't tell you what he's going to do here at the plate, but I don't think anybody knows what he's going to do here at the plate. I'm not sure if he's thinking about swinging the bat. Stance goes up a little bit here. There we go. Looks like he's ready to hit now. He is. Lines 1 to second base. They're going to go to first for 1. Peterson grounds out to second in his lone at-bat today. He will not stay in and play first base, I don't think. He grounds out. Gonzalez advances to second base. And now with 2 away and a runner on second, Ben Tate will bat. It's exciting when you get some pitchers coming into the ball game. Of course, in a game like this, the score sitting at what it's at, presume the game is probably just about all but wrapped up. And speaking of games that are all but wrapped up, the game has gone final out there in Hastings. The Sodbusters tried to mount a rally. They scratched across a run in the 9th inning, brought the tying run to the plate, but could not mount the rally and come back to win. So the win streak is alive and well for Casper. Make it 19 in a row, a 7-6 victory for them. Out in Hastings, which would mean with a Sasquatch win today, they would end up tied with the Sodbusters for the second best record in the ILB at 21-13. Still early on to start scoreboard watching every single game, but got an opportunity to get a game on the Sodbusters, and it looks like they'll take advantage. Ground ball to short. Big high hop for Hall. The throw across will get Tate, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Sasquatch, for the first time today, do not score in a half inning. 17-1, the Sasquatch are in front as we head to the 8th.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Top of the 8th, it is Andrew Argenziano who will stay out there. I believe it is Chance Green who has taken over at first base. This pitch is behind the leadoff man to lead off this inning, Joel Beaver. It is Green, takes over at first. So Chance Green over at first, Jake Dempsey, the catcher. A couple catchers in the game. For the Sasquatch, Peterson, just the one pinch hit opportunity. Nathan Harb will solidify himself as the best hitting pitcher, I think, on the team. So Beaver is 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Or pardon me, Colin Kleinsasser batted in the third inning. He started this game at third base. He struck out. And then Joel Beaver came in as a pinch hitter in the fifth inning, and he struck out as well. And then came in to take second base. Ethan King moved from second to third. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. So Argenziano's got an opportunity to work through 3 innings here today, and we showed you the numbers when he came into the ball game. He's had his struggles on the mound this summer, but 3 innings and 1 run would certainly boost that confidence. This one does end up hitting Beaver. It's the second batter that he's hit. Hasn't allowed more than just the 1 hit, the RBI single by David Henry, but this will be the 4th base runner that Bison has against Andrew Argenziano in 2+ innings. Josh Myers is the 9-hole hitter, the DH, and he will come to bat here before the top of the order, Ethan King. And this one as well is up and in, and that hits Josh Myers. So a couple fastballs that run arm side in on the righties. Argenziano losing the handle on the fastball here with a couple hit by pitches. Command had been there through the first 2 innings, much better than we'd seen from time to time for Argenziano, but starting to get away from him here in the 8th inning. Nobody currently throwing in the Sasquatch bullpen. Argenziano's going to have to try to fix that release point here with Kang at the plate. He does make the adjustment and hits the outside corner there. Ethan Kang is 0 for 3. He was robbed of a base hit in the 3rd inning on a great defensive play by Matthew Gonzalez. Diving stop robbed him of a base hit. Another one on the corner. King had been one of the team's better hitters through the first 3 games, but 0 for 3 today. Bison as well as a team, only 2 hits in this ballgame. 0-2 is up and away. Looks like Jonathan Neal has grabbed a baseball, yet to throw. He might be the next man in line for the Sasquatch if Argenziano struggles continue here. Count now 2-2. Big lead at second base for Beaver. Nobody's holding him on. This is outside, full count with Alex Everson on deck. Jonathan Neal has now begun throwing. He'll be next in line. 6 outs to go for Sasquatch pitchers before they can lock down their 21st win of the season. That's outside. Argenziano, 2 hit by pitches and a walk to begin the 8th inning. The bases are loaded. Full of Bison with Everson coming up. Come out for luau night on Saturday, July 13th. The Sasquatch will be taking on the Bison. That's presented by American Family Insurance, Duval and Gillett. Come out to watch some more baseball Saturday. It's going to be a hot weekend here at the ballpark. Potentially up in the high 90s, maybe even into 100 on Saturday and Sunday. But we'll have baseball nonetheless. Luau night. Celebrate with lays. I don't even know what you do for a luau, but we'll be out supporting theme nights as we always do. It's Justice Scott who goes out to talk with Argenziano here ahead of this full count, or pardon me, this bases loaded opportunity with Alex Everson, center fielder. Looking to get some positive momentum here for Bison. First pitch is a ball. Argenziano, I mean, we've just seen this from him where he has some stretches where he can face 3 guys, get them all down in order in 8 pitches and command the zone, and then other times where the command, he can't seem to find it. If he can consistently pound the zone, like we've talked about, that arm slot is tough to pick up. And he's got some good life on the fastball, some good ride on that pitch, moving left to right, some sinking movement from time to time as well. Can run that pitch in on the hands of righties, but just struggles to paint that spot, ends up hitting people instead. Finds the outside corner there. Ball and 2 strikes. Everson has 1 of the 2 hits today. A couple groundouts to second and the single back in the 4th. The 1-2. Fastball outside. Comes the 2-2. This one is all the way past. Dempsey goes to the backstop. Run will come in to score. That's Beaver who scores from third on the wild pitch. Everybody moves up. It's the 2nd run of the ball game now for Bison baseball. Both of them charged to Argenziano here. The wild pitch brings home a run. Luis De Los Santos was brilliant in 5 innings of work. Argenziano's been pitching since the 6th, working his 3rd inning. And the pitch is missed again. Dempsey will retreat back to the backstop. Another wild pitch brings home another run. Josh Myers will score. Advancing over to third is Ethan Kang. It's also a walk. The 3rd straight issued by Andrew Argenziano. So 2 runs in the frame. Now there will be runners on 1st and 3rd. Everson over at 1st and Kang at 3rd. With Mason Daniels now coming up. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled away. That was Everson taken off for second base. Haven't seen a stolen base by either team yet today. Might surprise you considering 17 runs on the board for the Sasquatch. See if Everson goes again here. 0-1. He does. Outside, Dempsey loses the handle. And there we go. First stolen base of the game. Alex Everson swipes second. Ethan Kang stays put at 3rd. So runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Jonathan Neal continuing to loosen. You'd imagine this is probably near the end of the line for Argenziano here. Maybe the last batter he will face, Mason Daniels. Here's the 1-1. In the air, right field, towards the line. This ball will get foul and over the fence. Past Ben Tate in right field. 17-3 the score. Might look more like a football score, but we're playing baseball. 17 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Sasquatch. 3 runs on 2 hits and 4 errors for Bison. It's outside, 2-2. Not always common you see more errors than runs in a ball game for a team. And not common as well, you see more runs than hits. So it definitely looks weird seeing 3-2-4 left to right on the scoreboard. Looking for another run here, 2-2. This is outside, full count. So this inning began with back-to-back hit by pitches and then back-to-back walks. No balls being put in play. And Daniels trying to get a base hit here. Full count pitch is spoiled. We'll do it again on a 3-2. Daniels, 2 runners on. The pitch fouled away again. Ethan Kang at third. Everson is at second base. Both reaching on walks. Daniels thus far strikeout, a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th inning, and then he was hit by a pitch and scored the first run of the ball game for Bison baseball. That was in the 7th. Here's the 3-2. In the air, right field, shallow. Charging in is Tate. He will make the catch. Runners will try to tag. Now they won't. They bluff the tag. A strong throw from right field by Ben Tate. Keeps those runners put. Daniels flies out, and that will do it for Andrew Argenziano. Jonathan Neal is coming in when we return.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
So the day is done for Andrew Argenziano. He will depart with runners on second and third. One away. That is what Jonathan Neal will inherit. So we'll take a look at Jonathan Neal, what he's done so far this season. This is his home debut out of Cerro Coso Community College. Doesn't have a record thus far. Has not allowed a run in 2 1/3 innings pitched. Only 2 hits allowed, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. He's been impressive. An arm that head coach Justice Scott knows, of course. He is the head coach as well at Cerro Coso. So an arm that he can maybe trust in the back end of the bullpen. As Neal has been dominant so far, he'll face a bit of a jam here. Of course, the score helping you out a little bit. The Sasquatch will gladly take and out for a run at this stage in the game, leading 17-3. He'll inherit 2 runners on, Ethan Kang at third and Alex Everson at second base. And Dayton Francis at the plate. He'll look at strike 1 from Neal. So Argenziano ends up going 2 1/3 innings pitched. The line not, or the book I should say, not closed on him yet, as those runs are his responsibility. Powers the fastball past Francis there for strike 2. A couple walks and a flyout on the day for Dayton Francis. Him and Alex Everson are the only players in this Bison order to reach base 2 times. 0-2. Fastball misses there. Fastball looking lively out of the hand of Jonathan Neal. Touching 90 with those first few pitches. Ground ball, weakly hit to short. Coleman will throw on to first. Like I said, they'll trade a run for an out. That's exactly what they'll do. That run will be charged against Argenziano. Kane comes in to score. RBI ground out for Dayton Francis has cut the deficit. It's now just 17-4. Alex Everson can't advance. The ball hit in front of him, so he stays at second base. Aiden Hall, a couple flyouts and a strikeout on the day for the shortstop. Neal's fastball blew it by him again. Might have one of the liveliest fastballs on the team from what we're seeing right now. I was told he was touching about 90 with the fastball over these first few pitches. Could be a flamethrower on the back end of the bullpen. You've got him, Bobo, Torpy perhaps, as the guys who might find themselves working through the pressure situations in the back end of the bullpen. 0-2. Pitch from Neal. Fastball. Line to short. Coleman. Diving play. Throw to first. In time. A good defensive day all around for the Sasquatch. They've committed no errors. They've made good plays in the field. And Jonathan Neal, with help from Micah Coleman, escapes the jam with just the 1 run given up. Charge to Andrew Argenziano. Bottom of the 8th. Last swings for the Sasquatch coming up. And they lead it 17-4.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota. You'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
The staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Well, of course, after making a great play in the fields, the bat finds you to lead off the inning, as it so often does. Micah Coleman with a nice defensive play to finish off the top of the 8th. Now he'll lead off the bottom of the 8th. He looks at ball 1. Take a look at who's leading the league in the ILB in terms of batting averages, and we show this to you just because Micah Coleman is right there on the list. A couple Casper Spuds guys at the top. You've got Elijah Reeves and Josh Phillips. These are guys that have played at least half of their team's games. Blake Stenger won't be at the top for long as he has not played a game in the month of July. But you see a bunch of Sasquatch guys on that list, and Micah Coleman entered today at 383. That batting average has gone up as he's got a couple hits already on the day today, or actually it's just one hit today. But he has walked 3 times and reached on a fielder's choice, so he's technically 1 for 2. 3-0 finds the zone. Coleman, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs on the day. It's Coleman, Dempsey, and Scott, Chase Scott. Although I see Aiden Torpy standing in the dugout with a helmet on. He's clapping. Maybe we'll see him come up at some point. Coleman, either way, draws the walk to lead off the 8th inning. Another inning where the Sasquatch get the leadoff man aboard. Jake Dempsey will come up. So Dempsey took over catching duties after Nolan Ackerman hit his home run in the 5th inning. Dempsey came in to pinch hit in the 6th. Probably just given Ackerman a day or half a day off of his feet. Sasquatch have 2 more games after this before 2 days off, and then 2 more days of games Saturday and Sunday. Dempsey fouls it away, 0-2. Looking ahead to top of the 9th inning, the last hope for the Bison. They'll have David Henry, Bryce Gamble, and Joel Beaver, the scheduled 3. This nearly hits the head of Jake Dempsey, who ducks just out of the way. As that fastball came in high and tight on Dempsey. It's still Talon Field on the mound. Bison have an arm now loosening in the bullpen in case Fields can't get through this 9th inning. This is lined into right field. There's a base hit. Coleman will stop at second base. No reason to test it and head to third. So Dempsey has come into the game as a pinch hitter. He's got 2 hits, an RBI single, and now just another more basic single. First and second, nobody out, and here is Chase Scott. We've got a pitcher making their way to the on-deck circle. I won't spoil who it is. You might have seen it on our iPad camera there along the first base side, but you'll have to wait till after this at-bat to find out which pitcher will come up to bat after Chase Scott here. He reached on an error in the 6th inning, which meant that every Sasquatch starter did in fact reach base today. He's 0 for 5 in his Sasquatch debut. Looking for his first base hit and potentially an RBI. Behind in the count 0-2. Lane Syme was scheduled to come up next, but he will not. Saw the Sasquatch bring in a couple pitchers in that 26-6 ball game. And we're seeing it now. We already saw Russell Peterson get his first at-bat of the summer. Ground ball, third base side. There's a base hit. Chase Scott has his first hit as a Sasquatch. He singles into left field. And now the bases are loaded in the 8th inning. I mean, I would tell you that there's a chance we hit a grand slam and that someone wins $10,000, but I'm not sure if there really is a chance. Anything can happen, but it is Cade Bleeker. We might have to wait to see how this one plays out. A little bit of extra drama as looks like they will be taking the ball here from Talon Fields, and his day will be done. Just because the score is 17-4 does not mean you should turn off this ball game. We've got a chance at Sasquatch history. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out. And a grand slam on everybody's mind. Cade Bleeker will have an opportunity when we come back.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota. You'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Talon Field, the new pitcher in the ball game is Mason Tassano. This will be his first outing as a pitcher. He's played in all 3 games as a hitter entering today, but this is now his first chance on the mound. Like we've talked about, position players will find themselves on the mound, and so you've got a guy who's never pitched this summer facing a guy who's never hit this summer. You've got Cade Bleeker, who's a pitcher coming up to bat here, and Bleeker arguably has been the Sasquatch's best pitcher thus far. He's got an ERA under 3, and he'll get an opportunity at history. The Sasquatch hit a grand slam in this inning. A fan wins $10,000. I'm sure Cade Bleeker is hoping to try to do that. Take a look at the stats on the year for Cade Bleeker. It's the only stats we have on him, his pitching numbers. Mentioned the ERA is below 3. It doesn't really mean much for how this at-bat will play out, just like with Russell. But, hey, you never know. We'll show them to you anyway. 1-0 pitch. This is in the dirt, 2-0. You could hear the Sasquatch dugout chanting good, applauding his good eye at the plate. We've got another pitcher that was standing in the on-deck circle as well. I'll leave that surprise for you if he does come up. Well, let's spot who's due up next. So Tassano coming in with the bases loaded, nobody out. His 2-0 pitch is outside, 3-0. Bleeker makes sure to tell Coleman to stay put at third base. It will be another pinch-hitting pitcher due up next for the Sasquatch. 3-0. Bleeker has a chance for his first RBI of the season. The pitch is in the dirt. The ball will skip all the way over the netting and out of play. It's an RBI walk for Cade Bleeker. He does his job. He sees 4 pitches, doesn't swing the bat. Coleman comes in to score. The history is still on the line, and it'll be Aiden Torpy who will have an opportunity here. Another chance for $10,000. Aiden Torpy. We've seen him a couple times. So far on the season, Aiden Torpy is 1 for 2, 500 batting average. His one hit was a single. He has scored a run this season as well, and he's another guy who's been phenomenal as a pitcher. This is bounced in the dirt. Ball 1 to Torpy. Top of the order is due up next in the form of Matthew Gonzalez, but there's a guy with a little bit more power who's grabbing a bat and might come into play. So the Sasquatch might try to roll out their big hitters, try to get this grand slam. It's crazy that we've had so many chances at this grand slam. I mean, you've got the last 2 games were rained out. We were supposed to have games on the 3rd. We didn't. Second had a games rained out, but my memory seems to think those games against the Plainsmen, we had almost 3 times that the 8th innings ended up with the bases loaded. Big swing there from Torpy on a pitch outside. He'll turn to his dugout for some encouragement. But another chance for the Sasquatch to do it. Here's the 2-1. Torpy comes up empty on a big swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the pitch to hit there, fastball. See if he gets another mistake, or if that was even a mistake, or Tassano was just coming right after him. 2-2. That's outside. Full count. A long way to go for the Sasquatch to get to 26 runs and tie their record, but with 18 and the bases loaded and nobody out, that is still a possibility as well. Bases loaded, full count pitch, and Torpy takes ball 4. It's another RBI walk for the Sasquatch. Bleeker and Torpy, a couple pitchers, pick up their first RBIs of the year. Jake Dempsey scores, and the bases remain loaded for Matthew Gonzalez. Gonzalez has had himself quite the day at the dish. He has 4 hits in this game. He had 6 hits in over 40 tries entering today. So he's almost eclipsed his total hit total in just 1 game played. He's got 4 hits. He also reached on an error, and he flew out. So he's been on base 5 of 6 times. He scored 3 runs as well. Batting with the bases loaded. What a chance this would be for his first home run. Instead, a line went up the middle, a base hit. Bleeker hustles hard for third. Not sure whose helmet he's using, but it comes off. The single moves everybody up. An RBI base hit. He's got 5 hits today. Chase Scott comes in to score. And now, for the first time, a real threat to actually put one out of the yard and maybe bring home this $10,000. It is Jordan Bowman. Bowman looks at strike 1. Bowman has arguably among the best power in this team. You've got Lane Simon, who I'd say is right up there. Kyle Finn as well. Bowman, a big swing there. Count is 0-1. A lot of fans with their phones out here as we look at the stats for Bowman on the season. Another guy who's batting above 300 this season. Hit a home run out in Fremont as well. So he's got the ability to put one out of the yard. Has 2 on the season. Looks at a pitch high. 1-2. Fans hoping for history. Eric Schmidt along the first baseline has his phone out as well. I think he's hoping for history. He wants this to happen for the first time ever. 1-2 pitch. Bowman looks at ball 2. It's always exciting when you've got something like this going on in the 8th inning. In a game like this, every pitch still matters so much because you've got $10,000 on the line. Bowman swings and misses. That's the first out of the inning, a strikeout. And the bases will remain loaded. Well, this is a surprise for sure, because when I talked with head coach Justice Scott, he told me Dylan Darnall was shutting it down for the rest of the summer and that we wouldn't see him again. So this could be his final at-bat with the Sasquatch if maybe after today he does decide to shut it down the rest of the way. He has power as well. And he looks at ball 1. Got a couple guys now in a row. Ben Tate is due up next. He's got power as well. So the opportunity is there for the Sasquatch to get it done. Make history with a grand slam in the 8th. This is at the top of the zone. Bases are still loaded. Cade Bleeker is at third base. Aiden Torpy is at second. And Matthew Gonzalez is at first. 1-1. 2-1. Look at the stats for Dylan Darnall. If it is a guy that the Sasquatch are losing, it would be a big loss because of what he's done this season. See the batting average, the on-base percentage, a home run as well. There were stretches where he was batting above 400 this season. 3 balls and a strike on Darnall. Tassano trying to avoid walking in a third run. And Darnall swings at a pitch nowhere close. Doesn't want to walk. That pitch would have gone behind a lefty. Well, now you wonder what he's going to do, right? If a pitch is nowhere close again, does he swing or does he take it? Tassano's motioning fastball, so he's telling him what's coming. It is a fastball, but it's low. Darnall takes the walk. Another run in for the Sasquatch and another chance. The baton is passed to Ben Tate. And I have to say as well, Ben Tate's parents are here at the ballpark. I know that because I talked to them before the game. So a little bit more rooting for Ben Tate to get it done. It'd be quite the gift to his parents who have traveled here to the ballpark. If Ben Tate can be the one to make history. This is high, 1-0. Tate is the 9th guy to come to the plate in this inning. Got another pinch hitter scheduled to bat for Micah Coleman. 2-0 on Tate as Tassano struggling to find the zone. Sasquatch have scored 4 runs in the frame. They've got the bases loaded with Torpy, Gonzalez, and Darnall. And that 26-run history mark for the Sasquatch could be in danger if this inning continues like this. There's nobody loosening right now. The Bison baseball bullpen. Tassano has thrown 26 pitches and 8 of them have been strikes. This is the 9th guy he has faced. 3-0 popped up to the left of our press box and out of play. He came in relief of Talon Fields, whose line is done after allowing 7 runs and 4 earned. This is bounced in the dirt. It'll be another walk to bring home a run. So the lineup keeps moving along. Another guy will get a chance. It'll be Javier Marcial. Scoring from third there is Aiden Torpy. Another conversation will be here on the mound. 1 out. The bases are going to be loaded with Gonzalez, Darnall, and Ben Tate. And they're going to make a pitching change here. Tassano will be done. And despite nobody being loose, they're going to roll out someone from the infield. I couldn't tell exactly who it was. Might be Joel Beaver. Either way, we'll introduce you to him when we come back.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
In the ball game is Joel Beaver. See if you can follow this train of action for Joel Beaver. He came in as a pinch hitter, then played second, and now he's pitching. He did not warm up until his warm-up pitches as he came right into the game, almost Little League style, walked in from second base to the mound. The 0-1 pitch to Javier Marcial is high, a ball and a strike. This is Micah Coleman's spot in the order, as they have officially batted around. Coleman led off the inning. This is over the head of Marcial. So Coleman's day is done. Marcial with a chance at history. 2-1 pitch is high. 3-1. Jake Dempsey waiting on deck with bat for a second time. Pitch from Beaver on the outside corner. Have to imagine fans are hoping for a grand slam, that's for sure. 3-2. Big swing from Marcial. You saw the numbers before that pitch. 240 batting average. Marcial's been much better over his last stretch. Of course, the story on him, like we've talked about so many times, started off slow, didn't get a hit in May. And he pops this one up over top our heads. Didn't miss it by much. He fouled it off just underneath it. He's definitely swinging for a home run, that's for sure. He's got 2 on the season, including a big home run in a game against the Fremont Moo. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Foul away. Marcial swinging out of his shoes here on these last couple swings. Pulling the head a little bit off the baseball, just a little bit. Here comes the 3-1, or the 3-2. Popped up on the infields. See who gets it. Kang over from third. It's going to be caught. A basket catch by Ethan Kang along the third base line. And the pop out retires Marcial for out number 2. Well, so everything's set up here for a historical swing. A lot of things would be on the line. 26 runs is the ILB and Sasquatch record, so a grand slam would tie that record. A grand slam in the 8th inning would be the first time that's ever happened, and would give a lucky fan $10,000. Of course, all that and the Sasquatch fans that have stuck around here, a large crowd before this game even started, a huge crowd that I think I heard Eric Schmidt say was over 700. Dempsey swings and misses there on the 1-0 to even the count. A lot of fans have still stuck around. Still got a half inning to play after this. This is just the bottom of the 8th. Sasquatch have to close this one down in the 9th. 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2. Dempsey, since coming in as a pinch hitter for Nolan Ackerman, has an RBI single in the 6th inning. Had a single as well to lead off, or pardon me, to was the second batter in this inning. He had a single and came around to score. 1-2, that's lined into left center field. Will not be a grand slam. They're going to try to keep the bases loaded here. Probably could have brought home another run, but why bother? That's not what matters most. At this stage in the game, that's not what matters most. There's a base hit for Dempsey, an RBI single. He's got 2 RBIs today. Gonzalez comes around to score. And the bases are loaded. It's Chase Scott. Looks at it, first pitch high. Head coach Justice Scott managing this team. His son, Chase Scott, this is his first game with the Spearfish Sasquatch. He's hung around the team for about a week. And finally he gets an opportunity with some guys dealing with sicknesses, a spot today as a DH, was retired his first 4 at-bats, reached on an error to get on base for the first time, and then a base hit in this 8th inning was his first hit with the Sasquatch, trying to make his second hit. Legendary. He's ahead in the count here, 2-1. The base is loaded here in the 8th. A grand slam would break or tie a franchise mark for the Sasquatch. No, it would break it. Now they've scored 23 runs. The 3-1 pitch from Beaver. On the corner. So a full count with 2 outs. The runners will be in motion, but very slowly, I'd presume. 3-2. Beavers pitch is fouled away. Another big swing by a Sasquatch hitter. Cade Bleeker is waiting on deck. He might have another opportunity to bat after coming in as a pinch hitter. Sasquatch lead it 23-4. The base is loaded. A full count with 2 outs. Chase Scott at the dish. The pitch is foul tipped into the mitt. And that will do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. A long half inning finally concludes. There will be no grand slam here tonight, maybe one in the future. And a 23-4 Sasquatch lead. 3 outs away. We'll keep it right here as we've got the Sasquatch 400 coming up.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger.
Top of the 9th, 3 outs away for the Sasquatch. A whole bunch of defensive changes. And I can't report on all of them because, to be honest, there's way too many and I can't really see them all from here. But I'll try to give you the ones that I can see to the best of my ability. Around the infields, we've got Jordan Bowman playing third base. Javier Marcial's playing short. Matthew Gonzalez is still at second, and Dylan Darnall is at first. Jonathan Neal's pitches upstairs. In the outfield, I believe Cade Bleeker is in center field, and Aiden Torpy is in right. Ben Tate is in left, I believe. So the only guy who's staying at their same position is Matthew Gonzalez at second base. Nope, Tate is not in left field. That's Chase Scott. Sasquatch will lose their DH, but don't think that matters. 1-2 is fouled off the mask of Dempsey behind the dish. Stay at a 1-2 count here. Fastball in there for strike 3. David Henry is down looking. 2 more outs to go for the Sasquatch. Stick around after this game is over for the GP Local postgame show. We'll talk with Luis De Los Santos, player of the game, I believe. he will join us up here in the booth. So stick around to hear Luis de los Santos talk about his second outing with the Sasquatch, about this victory for the team. That's all coming up on the GP Local postgame show as soon as this game is over. Bryce Gamble with one away. And an 0-1 count here from Neal. This is outside. Jonathan Neal going under the radar. Of course, with how this game looks, what he did on the mound really won't be remembered to any big extent. But Jonathan Neal has been very impressive on the mound, continuing to look very good for the Sasquatch in his first few outings. Sasquatch could definitely use another arm in the back end of the bullpen that they can trust in big situations, and he might be solidifying himself in that role. Count is 1-2 to Gamble, who's 0 for 3 today. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jonathan Neal, and Bison Baseball is down to their final out. 23-4. Sasquatch lead this. Threaten to break their record of 26 runs. And it'll be Joel Beaver who fouls this pitch away. Pinch hitter, second baseman, now pitcher. Joel Beaver has done it all today. And the last hope for Bison Baseball today. With a win, the Sasquatch will improve to 21-13, and they will have a tie for second place in the ILB. Tied with the Hastings Sodbusters, the Bison, with a loss, will fall to 0-4. Down to their final strike. Jonathan Neal looking to strike out the sign to finish this ball game off. Here comes his 0-2 pitch to Joel Beaver. Fastball is swung on and missed. Jonathan Neal strikes out the side, and that will do it. Monday afternoon, what a way to kick off the week. Afternoon baseball ends at 9:30 local time, and it ends with a 23-4 Sasquatch victory. Luis de los Santos gets the win for the Sasquatch. Nick Golden gets the loss, as the Sasquatch put up 23 runs here today. 23 runs, 18 hits, and no errors for the Sasquatch. Bison Baseball, 4 runs on 2 hits and 4 errors. Again, your winning pitcher, Luis de los Santos. Losing pitcher is Nick Golden. Stick around, GP Local postgame show. Luis de los Santos coming up to join us. That's all coming up in a few minutes, so stick around right here on YouTube. And when we come back is the GP Local postgame show.
Be fucking real, man. Come on.
local post-game show. I'm joined alongside Luis De Los Santos. You got the win today, 5 shutout innings, a strong performance from you in your second start with the Sasquatch, and really over your first 2 starts. Been really impressive over those first 2 outings. Looking at today, what was the game plan going into it? How were you able to execute?
The game plan was just, same thing as always. Just go out there, compete, have a good time, and have fun with it.
Talk about having fun with it. You've been on this team now. It's been a couple weeks. You were supposed to have a start that got delayed with that game around the 4th of July. But you obviously knew Javier Marcial a little bit going into it. But getting to know all these guys, what's that process been like over these first few weeks?
It's been really easy. We just get along really well. The energy's good, guys. We just get along, became a family real quick, and we just connect like that.
And I think as well, you talk about a family. Let's talk about the real family. On our live stream today, your family, I think supported you more than any other player that we've seen on a live stream today. They were in full effect in the comment section. You could probably go back and look at the comments in the past. But obviously, your family, is that ever on your mind when you're pitching, or how often do you talk to them while you're here?
I talk to them all the time. Just before the game, I was speaking to my mom, and, she was just like, good luck, have God on your side. But, I miss them very much. They're far away. I wish they were here to see this in person. But it's good to hear that they're, joining the live stream. Mommy, te amo.
Well, she was able to watch you on the live stream, watching you pitch a strong 5 innings today, get the win. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the win as a team. Thanks so much, Luis. Well, that'll do it for us here on the GP Local postgame show. The Sasquatch come away with a 23 to 4 win. I lost track of the numbers with how many runs was scored today. But all that coming here tonight, the Sasquatch get the win. And tomorrow night we'll have more coverage for you. The Sasquatch and the Bison game 2 of the series. First pitch at 6:05. Our coverage begins around 5:40. So for all of us here in the broadcast booth here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, for Stephen Hogenkamp, Luis De Los Santos joining me up here for the postgame show, I'm Ari Wall. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your night.